Hello everyone and a very warm welcome to the Chayed Arena in Nice, where you join us in this beautiful city for the semi-finals day of the 14th edition of the IBA Women's World Boxing Championships, a global celebration of excellence in women's boxing that got underway way back in 2001 in Scranton, Pennsylvania in the United States of America. Here we take a look at our next session of boxing, session number 10. It is semi-finals all the way, so all of the boxers that you see listed on the graphic are already guaranteed a place on the podium. Now they're vying for a place in Sunday's gold medal bouts. Prize money, of course, already assured for all of the boxers that we see listed on screens. Prize money being distributed to every athlete who made it through to the quarterfinal stage. A mammoth prize fund, $100,000 for gold medalists, $50,000 for silver and $25,000 for bronze. Quarterfinalists receive $10,000 each. And there you can see the rules. 3 3-minute rounds, a 10-point must system in effect, 5 judges seated around the boxing ring. And in the event that we have a 3-2 split, a bout review system is in place. So don't be surprised to see scorecards of perhaps 4-3 or 5-2 in the event that we have a really close encounter. So that all to come. Session number 10, bouts number 192 through to 293 scheduled for this 10th session, and will begin in the 48 kilogram minimum weight division in just a few moments' time.
Ladies and gentlemen, a warm welcome back here to Niš, Serbia, for the semi-finals day of the IBA Women's World Boxing Championships 2025. We would like to extend our sincere thanks to IBA President Mr. Umar Kremlov and our superb hosts, the Serbian Boxing Federation, for supporting this tournament. We have seen the best female athletes from around the world competing in this historic event. And we would like to congratulate every single boxer who has competed. Win or lose, we are proud of you all. And now, we reach the semi-final sessions. Our remaining women compete for the chance to box for the coveted gold medals and of course the title of world champion. My name is Aki Karim and I'll be your ring announcer for the finals day on Sunday, and I look forward to seeing you all then. And right now and at this time, I would like to wish all semi-final boxers good luck for today's contests. All that is left to do is box. And now, ladies and gentlemen, we are ready for our first bout of the afternoon. I will hand you over to our ring announcer, Mia Nestorovic.
Ladies and gentlemen, first bout of the day of the semi-finals. Bout number 192, weight category 45 to 48 kilograms. Referee, Maria Fernanda Cotto Morales. Judge 1, Iran. Judge 2, Afghanistan. Judge 3, Bosnia and Herzegovina. Judge 4, Serbia. Judge 5, Zimbabwe. Into the red corner, representing Uzbekistan, FOZILOVA FARZONA.
So this day of semi-final action begins in the 48 kilogram minimum weight division. 12 weight divisions being contested here in Niš 2025. And approaching the boxing ring is the tournament's #1 seed, FOZILOVA of Uzbekistan. 21 years of age, part of a 12-strong Uzbekistan boxing team. 5-time reigning Asian continental champion, having taken 1 senior, 3 at under 22 and 1 youth title already. Her opponent is from Russia, and that is IULIIA CHUMGALAKOVA. 27 years of age, and comes to the boxing ring with 8 national titles under her belt, reigning champion, having claimed that most recent edition at 48 kilograms back in 2024, and comes to the ring as the reigning 2-time European champion taking the 48-kilogram title at the Belgrade edition, in addition to the one that she claimed in 2019 in Madrid in Spain. So two experienced operators preparing to face off for the right to contest Sunday's gold medal bout. Referee about to issue the final instructions. So Maria Cotto Morales of Costa Rica, the third person in the ring. And we are underway. Semi-final action in the women's 48-kilogram minimum weight division between boxers from Uzbekistan and Russia. It's an all-southpaw affair, and a woman who had just got through with a cracking reverse 1-2 is IULIIA CHUMGALAKOVA, 27 years of age. She comes to the ring in her second IBA Senior World Championship appearance. The woman in red, who just landed out of that relaxed guard, an effective two-shot combination of her own, is FOZILOVA, 21 years of age from Uzbekistan. Each of these squads with a boxer in each of the 12 weight classes, 6 teams, such strength in depth overall across the 51 nations that entered. So the referee allowing them to work it out on the inside. So just seeking to work from the perimeter of the boxing ring was CHUMGALAKOVA. And she's landing cuffing right hands out of that southpaw stance. And again, both boxers almost a mirror image of the opponent. Low held guards, light on their feet, and seeking to close the distance with quick raiding attacks. But neither showing much inclination to work on the inside, just beyond the halfway stage of this opening round. So the referee just reminding the boxer that they are to heed their instructions and step back on that command. On the front foot now is CHUMGALAKOVA, pursuing FOZILOVA around the ring. But again, look at this, the boxers not taking the opportunity to work. Very similar in stature. But yet when they come together, they're waiting for the command of break rather than looking to find an opening and work to the body. Of course, infighting, an art in itself in the 3 distances of boxing, remember, short range, mid-range, long range. And if you find yourself a beautiful left-hand lead out of that southpaw stance from CHUMGALAKOVA, but if you find yourself knee to knee, shoulder to shoulder, there is an opportunity to work on the inside. Try and find an opening. Of course, that's a beautiful thing about this sport. Even though it's a weight-governed sport, different statures mean that some boxers thrive in certain territories, specific territories, all going forwards, all going backwards. Very rare is it as a boxer who is comfortable in all distances, going forwards and backwards and moving laterally as well. But of course, we do see them, and they tend to become all-time greats of both the Olympic and the professional codes. And the IBA 3-round format also. So, first round in the book. Live scoring is available here. As we take a look at some of the action from the opening round. Very close, keenly contested first 3 minutes, where boxers were enjoying success at similar types of territories. Good work to the body, and perhaps getting the better of that exchange was CHUMGALAKOVA. And more often than not, it was she seeking to get on the front foot. And during that coming together, see how she was able to dig down to the body and transfer her shots upstairs as well. And it's CHUMGALAKOVA who has taken it unanimously, all 5 scoring judges preferring the work of the reigning European champion. So we move into the second round then. From the quarterfinal action yesterday, one coach was heard telling his team, "I'm not bothered about the scores. You just continue to box as you are." But surely that won't be the case in FOZILOVA's corner, because the tournament #1 seed has conceded the opening round unanimously and will have to respond like a champion if she hopes to progress through to the gold medal bout. So second appearance at a senior IBA championships. As a quarter-finalist, sixth-place finisher at the previous edition in New Delhi in India in 2023. Just stealing a glance to her corner, Elshad Razilov heading up the Uzbek women's team at present, the outstanding IBA boxer who represented the Central Asian nation with such distinction during the course of his glittering career. Action just on the edge of range, and again triggering over that front foot is CHUMGALAKOVA. Good work from FOZILOVA, and again CHUMGALAKOVA responds as she emerges from that turtle shell defense she was erecting. So approaching the halfway stage of this second round, CHUMGALAKOVA leading off the attack once again, searching for that southpaw left. And again, it's FOZILOVA, remember, who conceded the opening round unanimously. She's continuing to show poise and patience up in the boxing ring. But it's another evenly contested first half of this second stanza. Looking to box on the back foot now is FOZILOVA. It's CHUMGALAKOVA now taking the initiative, seeking to press and apply front foot pressure. Effective boxing off the back foot from FOZILOVA. Again, CHUMGALAKOVA giving that impression of being busy. It's wonderful, aggressive counter-punching from FOZILOVA through that passage of the round, waiting for CHUMGALAKOVA to spring her attack and then catching her with a lead counter very effectively indeed. Not necessarily counter-punching off her opponent's attack with her hands. There is Elshad Razilov, closest to the shot, closest to the camera during that cutaway. But again, it's in this posture where the time continues to tick, and neither boxer is looking to make hay during when they come together. Exciting exchange at center ring, but again, it's CHUMGALAKOVA who perhaps landing the more eye-catching shots during that coming together. Another terrifically contested 3 minutes of boxing here at the Chayed Arena. And it's a cracking atmosphere being generated by the fans in attendance. Some of the action from that second round. And again, it's FOZILOVA who was leading off, but look at the sizing hooks being fired in by CHUMGALAKOVA during that replay sequence. And she was often making a point of having the final word of any coming together. And when punches are being exchanged at such a clip, sometimes it can be the boxer with the final word or the most eye-catching work, as evidenced by those hooks there, that can register more favorably with the judges. So FOZILOVA has responded, but she's only taken 2 of the 5 scorecards for judges 1 and 4 from the Islamic Republic of Iran and Serbia, and that means, crucially, is 20 points to 18 on 3 of the 5 scorecards in favor of IULIIA CHUMGALAKOVA. So FOZILOVA needs a massive final round here, but remember, the bout review system means that if it goes to a 3-2 split, then another 2 judges from around the boxing ring, their scores will be considered also. So crucial for FOZILOVA, the tournament #1 seed, to continue to fight with all she is worth, with all she has at her disposal here, because the contest is still up for grabs. But again, neither boxer seeking to work on the inside, and when you consider the context of the bout and the position that FARZONA FOZILOVA finds herself in, perhaps the onus is on her to be the busier during comings together like that. There's a clean 1-2 out of the southpaw stance. Right jab, left cross. In response, CHUMGALAKOVA leads off with a left cross out of the port-sided stance. And even though both of these you can see are wonderfully accurate, razor-sharp punch pickers, maybe FOZILOVA, just as she did there, in and out with a beautiful 1-2 before CHUMGALAKOVA could respond. But she needs more of that. And in this posture, surely she just needs to be hitting shoulders, biceps, triceps, anywhere she can land. Because the time and the scorecards weren't on her side just beyond the halfway stage of the third round of this semi-final. And just stealing another glance to her red corner is CHUMGALAKOVA. Excuse me, is FOZILOVA. Nice footwork, but look at that right hand as CHUMGALAKOVA keeps the attacks going, and she's the busier boxer during that exchange. 21 boxers comprise the 48-kilogram minimum weight division, so effectively beginning in the round of 32. And by being the tournament #1 seed, FOZILOVA beginning her tournament in the round of 16, having received a bye. And CHUMGALAKOVA began her tournament in the round of 32. So this already her 4th contest of the tournament. And again, she's the boxer looking to be busier. She is taking what I suggested and just letting leather land wherever it may. A terrific show opener to this 10th session of boxing here at the Chayed Arena. And the blue corner's body language is altogether more upbeat than that of the red corner. I can tell you from my ringside commentary position here at the Chayed Arena that it's altogether more subdued in the corner of the Uzbekistan #1 seed. And we go to the judges. Remember the context. CHUMGALAKOVA took the first round unanimously. FOZILOVA responded to take the scores of 2 of the 5 scoring judges. Judges 2 and 4 scored it in her favor in round number 2. But nervous moments now as we await the official announcement. A 3-2 split, remember, will take us to bout review.
This bout by unanimous decision is the boxer from the blue corner.
And there is confirmation of a unanimous point decision victory for IULIIA CHUMGALAKOVA, eliminating the tournament #1 seed and a 5-time reigning Asian Continental champion, bested by her European champion counterpart. And it's IULIIA CHUMGALAKOVA who goes through to the gold medal bout. It's a bronze medal in this, her first podium finish at the senior championships for FARZONA FOZILOVA. So progress when you consider she was a 6th place quarterfinalist in New Delhi 2 years ago. She fought spiritedly, but CHUMGALAKOVA's industry, activity and accuracy getting her over the line with a unanimous points verdict. And we'll see her again in Sunday's gold medal bout. The tournament #1 seed eliminated and comes away with championship bronze. But remember, as well as that championship hardware, it is $20,000 US into the bank balance, whereas CHUMGALAKOVA has the opportunity to box for championship gold and the prize of $100,000 US that accompanies it. IULIIA CHUMGALAKOVA goes through to Sunday's gold medal bout.
Second bout of the day, bout number 183.
Our next contest is in the 50-kilogram flyweight division between boxers from China and Uzbekistan.
Judge 1, Czech Republic. Judge 2, Italy. Judge 3, Morocco. Judge 4, Cuba. Judge 5, Colombia. Into the red corner, representing China, MEIYI.
So into the arena is the first of our semi-finalists. In the women's 50 kilogram light flyweight division, MEIYI, the 23-year-old from Guizhou province, 4-time reigning national champion and the tournament number 8 seed. Her opponent is Sabina Bobokulova, 21 years of age, first appearance at an IBA Senior World Championships, competed in the Paris Olympic Games last year, and a 4-time Asian Continental Champion. 3-time reigning national champion, having taken the 2025 Uzbek national crown earlier this year, adding to her 2021 success at 50 kilograms and her 2019 junior title down at 48 kilograms minimum weight. So it's an all-Asian affair in this first semi-final at 50 kilograms. MEIYI, the tournament number 8 seed. Sabina Bobokulova, the tournament number 4 seed. Mr. Francisco Avila Prieto is the referee.
Round 1.
And we are underway. We're in the semi-finals of the women's 50 kilogram light flyweight division, and it's a contest between boxers from China and Uzbekistan. It's currently an all southpaw affair. As I say that, MEIYI switching back to orthodox. She's an adept switch hitter, trying to launch a forward foray there against her southpaw opponent, Sabina Bobokulova, boxer who represented the Central Asian nation on the Olympic stage in the Games of Paris last year. Was eliminated in the first preliminary round at 50 kilograms by her opponent from Thailand. And in this, her first senior appearance at an IBA World Championships, she has made it all the way through to the medal stages. Sneaky left hand attempted by Hu. And again, both of these boxers possess terrific speed. See the feinting from Hu as she's just trying to draw that lead that she can counter, as is Bobokulova. Both boxers on the edge of range, and how about that for a rapier-like left hand out of the southpaw stance. Now she switched back to orthodox, tries a right hand lead out of the orthodox stance. And again, MEIYI just finding the range with some eye-catching pot shot singles through the first half of this opening round. Continuing to measure the range and try to close the gap on quick feet is Bobokulova. There she launches a 3-shot combination, but wasn't particularly accurate. Does score with an altogether more precise right jab. Fascinating encounter, this one, because both boxers are trying to play counter-puncher as Hu continues to switch stances between orthodox and southpaw. Bobokulova just changes the tenor of the contest by circumnavigating the boxing ring, getting up on her toes, looking for the check hook, electing to drop her hands now, and now back into the space to center in. But counter-punching is really explosive from MEIYI. As the game of fisted cat and mouse continues on the canvas of the boxing ring. Scoring punches at something of a premium because both are seeking to draw the lead that they can counter. And in many respects, that makes this something of a tightrope affair, because you can see how patient each boxer is being, trying to stick to their strategy, their tactical approach of being the counter-puncher. But in order to draw that lead where they can launch the counter, the feint has to be convincing. And through that final 40 seconds of the round, while neither boxer was taking the bait, it resulted in a standoff where there was lots of activity with the feet and in terms of thinking and moving, but precious little point-scoring punching. Some of the action from the opening round. MEIYI landed the more explosive shot in the first minute and a half of the first frame. It was an untidy tangle to the canvas, but no harm done, I'm pleased to say. But there's an example of the accurate pot shotting that Hu was able to exhibit. And it wouldn't surprise me if she's taken the first round, and she has done exactly that on a 4-1 split. Judge number 5 from Colombia preferring the work of Sabina Bobokulova, the tournament number 4 seed.
Round 2.
So we move into the second round, and MEIYI, having got her nose in front by taking the first 3 minutes 4-1. What approach will she take to this second round? You can see Bobokulova has come out with altogether more urgency, and she sought to pin the number 8 seed against the ropes and get to work. Another untidy coming together after a fully committed forward foray by both boxers. And so keen is Bobokulova to ignite her attacks that she's just been spoken to by the referee about not listening to his instructions. Bobokulova again spoken to about keeping her head up, as Hu keeping her cool under fire. Wonderful left hand to the body out of the southpaw stance. The second shot of that 3-punch combination from Bobokulova. Untidy coming together where neither boxer was able to land anything eye-catching. It's Bobokulova quickening her feet now and trying to measure the gap with that lead hand. But Hu giving her angles as she's seeking to walk her opponent down, changing stances as she was doing so. And it's Hu with Bobokulova momentarily against the ropes, approaching the halfway stage of this round. Hu not too far away with the southpaw right. And again, the feinting continues. Both boxers committing to an attack at the same time. Resulted on a coming together on the inside. As we approach the final minute of this second round, it's Bobokulova on the front foot, continuing to use all of the space of the ring. Is Hu, wonderful punch picking off the ropes as she's able to glide away back to the space of center ring. My goodness, takedown moves reminiscent of something from the octagon. As again, the boxers find themselves on the canvas for the second time in this bout. It's Bobokulova on the front foot, looking to confine Hu in her own corner. Breaking the standoff with the jab of Bobokulova, Hu looking to counter with eye-catching lead southpaw rights again. And again, neither boxer listening to the referee's commands of break or step back. He had to physically come in between them there. As we approach the closing seconds of the second round. Hu leading off again before darting away counterclockwise to her right. Headlock employed by the tournament number 8 seed. Right hand pot shot attempted, and it's a trip to the canvas for the third time in the bout, the second time in the round. Well, credit to Sabina Bobokulova, because she did try and quicken the tempo coming out to answer the bell for round number 2. But did she do so consistently enough, effectively enough, for the majority of the round? Another keenly contested affair. Remember, it was who took the first round on a 4-1 split. So Bobokulova responding and taking the second round on a 4-1 split. So very interesting, giving us 3 tied scores of 19 points apiece going into the third and final round. So the referee calling time before allowing the action to resume to begin round number 3. Hu landing effectively with a southpaw right to begin this third round after she conceded the second on a 4-1 split. And Bobokulova's... Oh my goodness, well, Bobokulova has been hit with a point deduction, and that is going to have a significant impact on the scoring of this contest. Because remember, the contest was tied. 3 scores of 19 points apiece and 20-18 each way. After each boxer took a round 4-1, Hu took the first round 4-1. Bobokulova responded by quickening her pace and punch output in round number 2, particularly at the start of the round, and it paid dividends. But she has just been hit with a point deduction, which is going to have a significant impact on the scores. But she's still got to compete and put that transgression and that penalization behind her, because if she can keep it close, she could well send it to bout review. But that is a wonderful sharp shooting southpaw right from Hu. And Bobokulova, I wonder whether she was hurt by that, because she's just electing to back off, perhaps allowing her head to clear, her senses to recover before launching a forward foray once again. And truth be told, the referee has spoken to both boxers on a similar number of occasions. So one suggests, or one suspects, and dare I suggest, that Hu is skating on somewhat thin ice as well. You can see she's doing a good job of maintaining a gap, not getting into physical altercations at close range, looking to counter punch off the back foot. Bobokulova kept the attack going, just made her uncomfortable in the corner, the neutral corner, for a few moments. So inside the final minute of what has been a terrifically contested affair, this jolting right jab landed by Hu. And again, Hu feinting over that front foot, launching a big southpaw left as the two boxers fall together once again. Bobokulova with the heel of her glove into the face of Hu, and the referee on that infringement in a flash. That veteran tactic being demonstrated by the 21-year-old. Good left hand to the body and a cuffing right hand upstairs as Hu tried to disengage. It was Bobokulova who landed that effective two-shot combo. As Hu using the space of the ring again, just approaching the ropes. Wonderful thinking contest, this one. As Bobokulova attempts a left hand to the body as the boxers touch down on the canvas for the 4th time in the bout. And remember, given that point deduction, I think it's going to be very difficult for Bobokulova to win this here now. She conceded the first round on a 4-1 split. She took the second on a 4-1 split, but was hit with a point deduction for not listening to instructions during the third and final round. And I think that has made it a real uphill battle. Despite boxing really effectively, one suspects it's going to be the tournament number 8 seed, MEIYI, who will progress through to the gold medal bout. But we're going to the judges. It could well be a split decision verdict.
Ladies and gentlemen, the winner of this bout by split decision is the boxer from the red corner.
And there is confirmation. MEIYI, the tournament number 8 seed, has eliminated the tournament number 4 seed on a 4-0 split decision victory. And she goes through to contest championship gold on Sunday, and she is absolutely ecstatic at having done so. For Sabina Bobokulova, in her first appearance at a senior IBA championships, it's been a magnificent run through to the medal stages. But again, that point deduction in the third and final round, significant on the outcome of the contest, because it was a bout fought in terrific spirit. Both boxers showcasing skills, blazing speed as well, but it's the switch hitting style of MEIYI that has taken her through to championship gold here at the Chayed Arena in Nice. And there was the moment of confirmation.
Ladies and gentlemen, third bout of the day, bout number 194. Weighing category 50.
Our next contest is in the 52-kilogram flyweight division between boxers from Turkey and Serbia.
Judge 2, Tunisia. Judge 3, Palestine. Judge 4, Estonia. Judge 5, Ireland. Into the red corner, representing Turkey, CHAKIROGLU BUSENAZ.
So into the arena steps the experienced figure of BUSENAZ CAKIROGLU of Turkey, 28 years of age now. He is the woman who is one of 12 on the maximum-sized Turkish boxing team, the tournament #1 seed. Consecutive Olympic silvers in Paris last year, in Tokyo in 2021, and the 2022 IBA world champion at 50 kilograms. Her opponent is one of the home boxers, Dragana Jovanovic, just 19 years of age from Novi Sad, comes to the ring as the tournament #5 seed and the 2024 European Championship bronze medalist at 52 kilograms, adding to her prolific podium success as a youth and junior on the continental stage. So the application and secure fitting of the head guard, all part of the vital pre-bout preparation. Last thing a boxer wants to be doing is fiddling and fussing with a head guard that is possibly ill-fitting. But given those adjustments made in the blue corner, that's unlikely to be the case here now. Two extremely talented individuals at different stages of their IBA boxing careers about to contest this 52-kilogram flyweight semi-final. Each of them guaranteed a place on the podium. As we get the final instructions from the referee. Ms. Selena Ortiz of Mexico is the third person in the ring. And we are about ready for the start of action.
Round 1.
We're at the semi-final stage of the women's 52-kilogram flyweight tournament, and this a contest between boxers from Turkey and Serbia. The southpaw wearing red needs no introduction if you're a fan of IBA boxing, because it is the formidable, familiar figure of BUSENAZ CAKIROGLU, 28 years of age from Trabzon, the 2022 IBA world champion. Remember, she took a silver back in 2019 at 51 kilograms at the edition in Ulsan in Russia. Her opponent is just at the start of her senior IBA boxing career. 19 years of age is Dragana Jovanovic from Novi Sad in Serbia. No doubting her talent, but a disparity in experience at this respective stage of their careers. But what a transition she made through to the senior ranks. Check right hand landed with the inside of the gloves from CAKIROGLU, who is just embellishing what she feels are successes with audible exhalations, just trying to get inside the mind of Jovanovic. Here you hear it once again as she snaked out that southpaw right. But Jovanovic doing a good job trying to remain on the outside of the southpaw lead leg of CAKIROGLU. CAKIROGLU just seeking to slow things down to her desired tempo. Again, check right hand attempted as she spun off the line counterclockwise to her right, just trying to draw that lead from the Serbian teenager. So beyond the halfway stage of this opening round, beautiful left hand out of the southpaw stand. Despite being confined near her own corner, CAKIROGLU was able to find an avenue of opportunity. She drops down to the body with the left, comes back upstairs with the southpaw right as she continues to augment her successes with that audible cry of ooh as she lets the shots go and lands them on the target area. So Jovanovic trying to score with eye-catching singles of her own, but this is every inch CAKIROGLU's game. CHAKIROGLU feinting over that front foot. The two boxers content to operate behind low-held guards, but it's CHAKIROGLU who is first to the punch once again. 1-2 attempting to 1-2-3 attempting to penetrate the defenses from Jovanovic. Now it's CHAKIROGLU onto the front foot, just presenting a different look as she whips in a good left hand to the body of Jovanovic. Pins Jovanovic near the neutral corner on the far side of the ring, and then lets a fusillade of straight punches go before getting on her bike. All of the experience of CHAKIROGLU coming to the fore during that previous passage of the round. Got on the front foot, put Jovanovic under pressure, and then after having her success, just increased the gap once again and got herself beyond punching range. Beautiful round of boxing from BUSENAZ CHAKIROGLU, and Jovanovic competing spiritedly, but in against an opponent who has got a greater depth of experience at this respective stage of their careers. And my goodness, didn't she showcase that during the first 3 minutes. I think she's a strong candidate for a unanimous round in her favor, BUSENAZ CHAKIROGLU, but what say the judges? And there is confirmation. All 5 scoring judges preferring the work of the tournament #1 seed. A clean sweep of the cards in the first 3 minutes. So into the second round, referee just calling time before allowing the proceedings to resume. And Jovanovic, having conceded the opening round unanimously, what can she do differently as CHAKIROGLU setting out her stall at center ring? Look at the battle for front foot position as CHAKIROGLU lands a wonderful left cross straight down the pipe that causes Jovanovic to lose her boxing stance and totter backwards. There CHAKIROGLU trying the straight right hand. Always a good weapon against the southpaw. And that hot head overhead camera just giving a wonderful idea of ring geography. Good left hook to the body to end that combination from Jovanovic. But CHAKIROGLU, so difficult to take out of her rhythm once she gets it established. Dropping the left hook to the body again was Jovanovic, where she was caught on the counter by a whipping right hook from CHAKIROGLU out of that southpaw stance. And it's CHAKIROGLU leading off again. Behind that lead right jab, there's a whipping right hook around the corner once more, delivered from around the belt line from CHAKIROGLU. Coming forward behind high-held gloves and just pinning Jovanovic in the neutral corner before sliding away. And again, another right jab as CHAKIROGLU continues to embellish her successes with that utterance from behind her mouth guard. Perhaps the first clinch of the contest is CHAKIROGLU just checking on the welfare of Jovanovic after the heads momentarily threatened to come together. Really difficult mission this for Jovanovic, but spurred on by the fact that she's boxing at home. Overhand left is a wonderfully picked punch from CHAKIROGLU once again. But despite the advantages that come with boxing at home, as CHAKIROGLU catches her with a cuffing right hook around the air and then a beautifully straight right jab, and another one during the exchange. First and third boxing from CHAKIROGLU, who was just dialing up the tempo through that passage of the round. But Jovanovic, credit to her, bit down and fired back after being made to appear just a little uncomfortable during CHAKIROGLU's previous success. And look at how CHAKIROGLU can just take a breather while on the job, getting up on her toes, increasing the gap, looking threatening, but knowing that she will lead off when she chooses. And for a boxer in condition, you see her skipping back to her work once again, ran into a left jab, but kept the attack going and was able to catch Jovanovic to the body. Jovanovic trying to bamboozle CHAKIROGLU, but CHAKIROGLU having none of it, just standing sentry and glaring at her as she was skitting left and right on the ropes. Another good round of boxing concluded by a sporting touch of gloves. And one suspects it's BUSENAZ CHAKIROGLU who has taken the second round as well after she took the first unanimously. some of the action from round number 2. Slapping right hook landed with the inside of the glove. Remember, it must land with the knuckle part of the glove to be a scoring shot. But there's still punches to inconvenience Jovanovic. That was where Jovanovic tried to bamboozle CAKIROGLU, but she didn't fall for the trap that she was setting. 2 rounds completed, both of them scored unanimously in favor of the tournament number 1 seed.
Seconds out. Round 3.
Slightly tardy exit from the Serbian coaches in the blue corner. Just results in a slight delay to the start of round number 3. A round where the Serbian boxer, Dragana Jovanovic, just 19 years of age, has something of a mountain to climb. Now, we're seeing this quite often in IBA style boxing. It's boxers almost doing the job of the referee. See, CAKIROGLU was almost requesting a timeout there because she's pointing out to the referee that there's excess moisture on the canvas, but that is what the referee is there for. And we even saw that at the professional ranks recently when Javante Tank Davis took a knee, practically calling timeout because he had hair product in his eyes and just wanted the burning to subside. It's not something I agree with. That's what the third person in the ring is there for. And I think it's a really dangerous precedent to call timeout because remember, the referee's mantra is to protect yourself at all times. Good left hand landed by CAKIROGLU. But anyway, we digress. Back to the action in the ring. And it's CAKIROGLU working over Jovanovic. She's got her pinned in the neutral corner. And Jovanovic, perhaps the corner of set just small targets in this final round. Because again, in her first senior world championships, CAKIROGLU issuing a standing count with a wonderful punch picking. She's able to demonstrate here now. And Jovanovic looking a little bit dispirited. Immediately she steps back into the breach. Tees off with a 1-2, but the defenses of CAKIROGLU effective, and there's a left hand straight down the pipe that brings about the second standing count in quick succession. While approaching the halfway stage, Jovanovic is going to do well to make it to the final bell here. She pounds her gloves to show the referee that she's okay, steps back into the breach behind a 1-2. But CAKIROGLU, such an accurate punch picker. There's another left hand. I'm surprised it didn't bring about a third standing count. There is another one, and on this occasion it does. Jovanovic is frustrated, but 3 standing counts issued in the round, and this contest will come to a premature end. And it will be BUSENAZ CAKIROGLU, who I think is going to be able to secure an inside the distance finish here now. Because the bell has got to be sounded, the bout is over. 3 standing counts, the contest is over. So, reminiscent of Muhammad Ali versus Sonny Liston, their rematch in 1965, when Jersey Joe Walcott allowed the contest to continue after Ali landed what became known as the Phantom Punch. It took the ring editor Nat Fleischer to remind Jersey Joe Walcott, who was at that point the oldest heavyweight champion in history, that the contest was over because the count had reached 10. Similar scenes happening here, and it took the technical delegates from the perimeter of the boxing ring to inform the referee that 3 standing counts in the round mean that the contest is over. And it was a wonderful demonstration by BUSENAZ CAKIROGLU, the 2022 IBA World Champion and Tournament #1 seed, through to contest her 3rd IBA World Championship final. Here's the verdict.
By referee stops contest is the boxer from the red corner, CHAKIROGLU BUSENAZ from Turkey.
So BUSENAZ CAKIROGLU goes through to yet another World Championship final, adding to her gold medal appearances. Well, final appearances in 2022 and 2019. And just to provide further context, in 2019, when BUSENAZ CAKIROGLU claimed a silver, Dragana Jovanovic was a quarter-finalist in the World Youth Championships at that edition in La Nucia in Spain. So BUSENAZ CAKIROGLU, bringing all of her experience to bear, she goes through to contest another Senior World Championship final in search of her second top spot on the podium. DRAGANA Jovanovic, the tournament number 5 seed, has impressed immensely in this, her maiden outing at a Senior World Championships. It's a bronze medal for her, $25,000 to boot, and no doubt we will see her again in future senior championships. A World Championship bronze to add to a European Championship bronze from last summer, but it's BUSENAZ CAKIROGLU who goes through to Sunday's final.
Ladies and gentlemen, fourth bout today, bout number
Our next contest is between boxers from Morocco and Serbia.
52 to 54 kilograms. Referee, Stanislav Farga. Judge 1, Turkmenistan. Judge 2, Cuba. Judge 3, Zimbabwe. Judge 4, Italy. Judge 5, Afghanistan. Into the red corner, representing Morocco, BERTAL WIDAD.
So bouncing her way into the arena is 25-year-old WIDAD BERTAL from Casablanca in Morocco, the tournament number 1 seed, best boxer on the continent of Africa, 2024 All-African Games champion, the 2023 African Continental champion, both at 60 kilograms. Her opponent is another one of the Serbian squad here at the semi-final stage, 20-year-old SARA CIRKOVIC, who comes to the ring as the 4-time reigning European champion. Competed in the Paris Olympic Games last year, and this her second appearance at an IBA Senior World Championships. So WIDAD BERTAL just getting her head guard fitted. But to give you an idea of her opponent's talent, CIRKOVIC just waiting for the arrival of her head guard. In 2022, she boxed her way to World Youth Gold at 50 kilograms, winning 4 contests out of 4 to claim top spot in that Global Youth Championships. Here she is transitioning through to the senior ranks, and I can tell you from our ringside commentary position here at the CHAYED Arena that the head guard has now arrived in the blue corner. Busy day for the Serbian squad in this 10th session. They've got 5 boxers contesting semi-finals here in session number 10. One of the 6 teams with a boxer in every weight. Morocco's WIDAD BERTAL, part of a 7-woman Moroccan boxing team. So plenty of Serbian support in the house. Mr. Stanislav Nekvatal of Czechia is the referee. So this is semi-final action in the women's 54-kilogram bantamweight division between boxers from Morocco and Serbia. The boxer wearing red, who is the slightly taller, longer of the 2 fighters, is WIDAD BERTAL, the tournament number 1 seed, 25 years of age from Casablanca. It's her 3rd appearance at an IBA Senior World Championships and her 1st time on the podium, having made it through to the semi-finals. Was eliminated in the first preliminary round in the last 2 editions in 2022 and 2023. Her opponent, wearing blue, just operating on the edge of range as the 2 boxers trying to demonstrate effective feints. SARA CIRKOVIC, 20 years of age, actually born in Bosnia-Herzegovina. These boxers were scheduled to meet in the final of the Belgrade Winners Tournament in the Serbian capital earlier this year. But WIDAD BERTAL couldn't make it to the ring. So CIRKOVIC prevailing on a walkover. But here they are, battling for real this time. Testing their skills and their wits as WIDAD BERTAL able to get in and out of range without reply, and using all of the space of the boxing ring as she boxes behind that characteristic low-held guard, whiplash of a left jab from her kneecap. And now the home fans trying to rally the talented 20-year-old Sara CIRKOVIC. Counter left jabs, an effective shot from CIRKOVIC. But again, WIDAD BERTAL trying to bring her experience to bear here. Beautiful right hand in that combination from CIRKOVIC. It was accurate, but keeping her composure under fire is BERTAL. I suppose she was beyond the safety, or she was in the safety of being beyond punching distance, as she chose to shoot a glance in the direction of the referee. Effective body shot with that straight punch from CIRKOVIC, dropping downstairs and just scoring above the belt line of WIDAD BERTAL, who's trying to establish that whipping lead left hand once again. Right hand lead is a pot shot success from CIRKOVIC. BERTAL was momentarily southpaw, landing with, or attempting to land with looping shots. Altogether more direct success with a single right hand from CIRKOVIC, who embellished it by raising that right hand to try and impress the judges. There she goes with a straight right hand to the body once again. Closing seconds of this opening round. BERTAL behind a treble jab and right cross, but she was inaccurate. Terrific round of action in this 54 kilogram bantamweight semi-final. Well, WIDAD BERTAL established a really effective lead left hand in the first half of the round, but then CIRKOVIC began to find her own timing and distance with her own straight punches, particularly the backhand to the body in the second half of the round. So boxers enjoying success in their preferred territories, and that perhaps a fair reflection of what took place, because judges 1, 2 and 4 preferring the work of the tournament number 4 seed from Serbia. 3-2 split in favor of the 20-year-old. So we move into the second round, and while the sound of the bell was still echoing around the Chayed Arena, piston-like left jab being shot out by WIDAD BERTAL. Not that she neglected it, but she wasn't as busy with it in the second half of the round as she was in the first 90 seconds of round number 1. And that perhaps is what allowed CIRKOVIC to get a foothold in the contest herself. Because that lead left stick is a really effective weapon. Even when it doesn't land, it keeps CIRKOVIC occupied. She's demonstrated that she's an able straight puncher in her own right, the 20-year-old. 2022 World Youth Champion, of course, is testament to her talent. And comes to the ring, having tasted senior success on the international stage, taking her 4th European title last year. As part of a bumper 2024 after that untidy trip to the canvas, just has the referee wipe the gloves clean, and on the resumption, a rapier-like 1-2 from WIDAD BERTAL, straight down the pipe. Effective point-scoring punches from the tournament number 1 seed. Right hand lead was an effective shot from CIRKOVIC. But when she leads off with that jab, WIDAD BERTAL invariably gets the better of the action. Right hand lead is a wonderful shot from CIRKOVIC, swiveling the head of WIDAD BERTAL, who gets back over the front foot in pursuit of the 2022 World Youth Champion, who was just playing Matador with an invisible cape for a few moments there. And on the resumption is BERTAL going in search of combination successes once again. 2 minutes gone in this second round. Wonderful right hand pot shot once more from CHUMGALAKOVA. So CHUMGALAKOVA using all of the available space of the boxing ring. She's able to slide off the ropes, but not before being touched down to the body by the straight left of WIDAD BERTAL. WIDAD BERTAL's jab is effective. CHUMGALAKOVA comes back with a left jab to the body of her own. Counter left jab in between the 1-2 with WIDAD BERTAL with a 1-2. CHUMGALAKOVA with the left jab counter, and then a right hand success followed by another one to the body. Really clever boxing display from both fighters here. Remember, the first round taken on a 3-2 split for SARA CHUMGALAKOVA. Jolting left jab once again landed by WIDAD BERTAL. Stab jab to the body from CHUMGALAKOVA is the final action of the round. What a round, my goodness. Each boxer enjoying success, but WIDAD BERTAL, having conceded the first round 3-2, really did dial up the tempo at the start of round number 2, snaking out a stiff, authoritative, point-scoring left jab. CHUMGALAKOVA kept her composure and had her own successes, but that fast start to round number 2 from WIDAD BERTAL, will it prove to be decisive? But that was a fair reflection as to how the round progressed. What say the 5 scoring judges after another highly competitive and entertaining 3 minutes of boxing? So the score's in, and it's SARA CHUMGALAKOVA taking the second on a 3-2 split. So 2 scores of 2018 for CHUMGALAKOVA, 1 score of 2018 for WIDAD BERTAL. The other 2 scores on judges, the cards of judges 1 and 5, tied at 19 points apiece, which means that this contest is in the balance. But crucially, WIDAD BERTAL, the tournament number 2 seed, as she gets to work behind that whiplash of a left jab once again, she needs to convince both of the observers who have it at 19 points apiece. She continues to feed SARA CHUMGALAKOVA that stinging lead left. But if she can do so, then she will prevail on a 3-2 split. But remember, in the event that we go to a 3-2 split, we will go to a bout review. So we will see a scorecard, we'll see the scorecards returned of 7 scoring judges. An extra layer of insurance rather than an appeals process, just to ensure that we have as many observers as is permitted to adjudicate on close affairs. And that's what this one has been over the course of the first 6 minutes. Incredibly hard fought affair. A reminder of the context after 6 minutes of action. SARA CHUMGALAKOVA, the tournament number 4 seed and reigning European champion, is leading 20 points to 18 for 2 judges. WIDAD BERTAL, the tournament number 1 seed and 2024 All-Africa Games champion, 2023 Africa Continental champion, who just scored effectively to the body before being wrestled down to the canvas. She's leading 20 points to 18 for 1 judge. Judges 1 and 5 have it deadlocked at 19 points apiece. So this one very much in the balance. WIDAD BERTAL needs to convince both of those observers. SARA CHUMGALAKOVA just won. Lead off attack is punished consistently by WIDAD BERTAL, who ended that attack with a stiff right hand on a steep downward trajectory. So CHUMGALAKOVA initiating the attack, but WIDAD BERTAL perhaps getting the better of it with 50 seconds remaining. There's a right hand once again as WIDAD BERTAL continues to bomb away with the backhand. And it's WIDAD BERTAL stepping on the gas and applying consistent pressure against the 20-year-old from the Serbian boxing team. It's another tangle resulting in a tumble to the canvas. The clock will continue to tick because the referee hasn't called time. Who does that favor? Perhaps at that immediate juncture is on the resumption. CHUMGALAKOVA tries a check left hook, but WIDAD BERTAL setting about her opponent and not giving her any respite. And a beautiful right hand over the top from WIDAD BERTAL. There she lands with another point-scoring right jab as CHUMGALAKOVA attempted to counter. CHUMGALAKOVA with a scoring 1-2. Sneaky right hand landed on the inside from the boxer in blue. Well, that's a terrific response, and WIDAD BERTAL showing all of her experience to box an absolutely terrific final round. The left jab was accurate, it was authoritative, and it was very much the controlling shot of that third and final round of boxing. But remember, she needs to convince two of the judges who have it tied at 19 points apiece that she has taken it. If she can do so, then she's likely to get it on a 3-2 split. That would send us to bout review. I happen to think that WIDAD BERTAL has done enough, but what say the 5 scoring judges? It was a terrific contest. WIDAD BERTAL boxed very well in the final round, but remember, she was trailing 20 points to 19 for 2 judges. She led 20 points to 18, for 1 judge, and 2 scores were tied at 19 points apiece. And there is confirmation. WIDAD BERTAL declared a split decision victor. And there's the bout review we were referring to, because it's a 3-2 split, and that brings another 2 observers into play. And scenes of unconfined joy in the red corner, contrasting to an inconsolable Sarah CHUMGALAKOVA over in the blue corner. That is how much the outcome of this contest meant to both of the boxers. And WIDAD BERTAL, in her 3rd appearance at the Senior World Championships, her first trip to the podium will see her come away with no less than World Championship silver, having been eliminated in the first preliminary rounds in 2022 and 2023. She has boxed brilliantly here in the semi-final, never more so than in the final round, when she was active, intelligent, and wonderfully accurate. The lead left hand was a beautiful punch all the way through the final 3 minutes. Huge credit to Sarah CHUMGALAKOVA, just 20 years of age, the tournament number 4 seed. She comes away with World Championship bronze and a prize of $50,000 US, continuing her magnificent transition to the senior ranks. There's the moment of confirmation. WIDAD BERTAL absolutely ecstatic, a 4-3 split decision victor. Our next contest is between boxers from China and Thailand.
Into the red corner representing China, THANANYA.
So, Chai Yan into the boxing ring, the tournament number 8 seed from China, to contest this 57-kilogram featherweight semi-final.
Into the blue corner representing Thailand, PUNRAWEE.
Her opponent is a familiar figure if you're an aficionado of IBA boxing. She now goes by the name of PUNRAWEE RUENROS. But if you know your sport, you will know that that is the woman formerly known as Jutamas Jitpong, a 2-time IBA World Championship medalist, taking silver in 2022 and bronze in 2023 at 54 kilograms. Her silver came at 52 kilograms. 2-time Olympian, having participated in Paris last year, and she was a quarter-finalist in Tokyo 2021 at 52 kilograms. Also got professional boxing experience under her belt, having fought in the pro ranks between 2017 and 2018, her last bout coming in 2018, and she amassed a 5-2 record in her 7 professional contests, all of which took place in Asia. But here she is with another IBA Senior World Championship medal under her belt. Will she be able to make it through to her second final as she did in the 2022 edition in Istanbul? So Mr. William McDonald of England is the third person in the ring as our referee, and he has just issued the final instructions. So we're underway then. It's a contest between the number 8 and number 5 seeds in the 57 kilogram featherweight division. The southpaw wearing red is Chai Yan, 24 years of age, from Jilin province. A soldier in the Chinese military. Her opponent is PUNRAWEE RUENROS, again formerly known as Jutamas Jitpong, really experienced and accomplished operator in IBA 3-round boxing. As the heads come together between the southpaw and orthodox boxer, no harm done, and on a disengagement it's beyond punching range once again. So Chai trying a slapping, sneaky right hand on the inside, but did you see that wonderful straight right to the body and then the left right upstairs from RUENROS? See Chai punching in looping fashion, the punches coming around, with RUENROS altogether more direct with her straight shots. And again, it's RUENROS leading off, Chai landing a muscular uppercut on the inside. Chai's looping right, not too far away, and then a backhand landed from Chai in response to a straight backhand landed by RUENROS. Oh, cracking left hand from Chai. Perhaps the more eye-catching of that straight shot exchange. Contrasting approaches being demonstrated here as Chai lands with a slapping right hook, as RUENROS reaching for the left right to the sternum once again. Chai stamping with that right drive, trying to make it quick and snappy. Stamping her foot when she threw it out. 2 minutes gone in the opening round. Nice movement of the feet by RUENROS, and a beautiful right hand landed by the tournament number 5 seed from Thailand. Really is a composed figure in the face of this bobbing, weaving, bustling figure from China. So RUENROS in search of that right cross once again. But all angles and dynamism is Chai. Again, Chai just presenting consistently changing looks. Counter right hand on the spin out by RUENROS, wasn't too far away. Clever work by Chai. Referee was suggesting red you're holding, and after disengaging to show him that she wasn't, she then dug her way downstairs to the body to score above the belt line of RUENROS. Some of the action from that second round. And it's a 3-2 split in favor of RUENROS. Judges 4 and 5 from Turkey and Tunisia preferring the work of Chai.
Round 2.
Into the second round we go. And Chai looking to bomb away with that southpaw backhand. But RUENROS scoring with a straight right during the course of that exchange. Right hook not too far away from Chai. Chai, a quarter finalist at last year's Asian Continental Championships in Thailand. And there, it was the woman she's facing at the semi-final stage who eliminated her before the semi-finals. So RUENROS going on to claim another continental title in the edition in her homeland last year. Was a silver medalist in the 2022 edition in Amman in Jordan. But so much experience under her belt. And here she is in yet another World Championship appearance. This is her fourth appearance on the global stage at an IBA Senior World Championships, with at least another medal for a glittering collection as she lands with a right hand in the 1-2 once again. And the right hand, she's beating RUENROS to the punch here during this passage of the round. Excuse me, she's beating Chai to the punch here as RUENROS during this passage of the round. And Chai, for all the activity that she's demonstrating, she's got to go in search of her get back. Right hand lead without reply once again from RUENROS. Well, she's doing a very good job of controlling the tempo and indeed the distance here is RUENROS as she lands another right hand without reply. I wonder whether Chai is feeling the pace here now, expending an awful lot of energy with her quick twitch movements, and she's picked off by another left-right combination, and the right hand proving to be a really effective and profitable weapon for RUENROS during this second round. There it is once again. Oh, that's a cracking left cross out of the southpaw stance from Chai, catching RUENROS and bringing about a standing count. RUENROS grinning that dark gum shield as if to say, okay, fair play, you caught me, and on the resumption, what does she do? Score with a backhand of her own. But a cracking left cross landed by Chai. Perhaps the most dramatic incident of that second round. But remember, in IBA boxing, that will not necessarily result in a 10-8 round, as is the convention in the professional ranks. Remember, the 10-point must system in effect. One boxer must score 10. 10-9 for a close round, 10-8 for a clear winner, 10-7 for total domination. But there was the left cross that caused the intervention of the referee to issue the standing 8 count. RUENROS doesn't appear to be hurt, but it was a cracking punch picked by Chai. And at the sound of the bell, RUENROS still felt that she had done enough. And I'm inclined to agree while she's been edged out. So we have got 3 scores of 19 points apiece, 20-18 each way. Judge number 5 for Chai, judge number 3 for RUENROS. So as we go into the third and final round, this contest is dead level, because judge number 5 has Chai, who she takes a stiff right cross there. Judge number 5 has Chai leading 20 points to 18. Judge number 3 has RUENROS leading 20 points to 18. And the other 3 cards are tied at 19 points apiece. That is how keenly contested this one has been, despite taking that standing count in round number 2. I felt RUENROS was somewhat unlucky to be edged out on a 3-2 split. That may sound counterintuitive, but again, a standing count as Chai lands a cracking left cross once again, immediately countered by a right hand from RUENROS. It may sound counterintuitive to say that a boxer who's taken a standing count hasn't won the round, but when you apply the conventions of IBA scoring, and bear in mind that a knockdown or a standing count doesn't necessarily result, and often indeed doesn't result, in a bout being scored in favor of the boxer who has scored the knockdown. Well, I think if you look at the boxing overall, I thought it was RUENROS who did the better work. But that's academic now. That's how things stand, as we just reminded you a few moments ago. 20-18 for one judge each way. The other 3 scores deadlocked at 19 points apiece, as RUENROS digging away with that backhand once again. Approaching the halfway stage of this third and final round. And again, the familiarity that these two have with one another, having met on the Asian continental stage in Thailand last year. Here they are on the global stage. a round deeper into the competition. Attempting a reverse 1-2 on the counter was RUENROS, but she kept the attack going and did have success on the inside. As RUENROS hitting on the break there, she heeded the command of break, but didn't fully disengage, looking to land some sneaky shots on the inside. Again, RUENROS really getting leverage onto that backhand. Chai perhaps a little inaccurate as she's in search of her own success during that passage of the round. A sneaky right hook landed by Chai. Closing seconds of this third and final round. RUENROS, left-right combination once again. It's physical on the inside. Neither boxer was able to score effectively at close range. Another right-hand success from RUENROS, and then a left jab. Chai just a little inaccurate as she's fully committed to the salvos that she's attempting to launch, but picked off for the final action of the round. And RUENROS immediately raising both arms to the rafters here at the Chayed Arena, feeling that she has done enough. And I'm inclined to share that perspective, but what say the 5 scoring judges? Remember, this contest was deadlocked. 20 points to 18 each way for 2 of the judges, and the other 3 had it all square at 19 points apiece. I think RUENROS has done the better work in the third and final round, but it all comes down to the scoring judges. Remember, in the event that we have a 3-2 scorecard return, we will go to bout review and 7 scores will be declared on the public score. And there is confirmation. PUNRAWEE RUENROS returns to another IBA World Championship final, and she is absolutely delighted at having done so. No bout review necessary because she has taken it on a 4-1 split. She and her corner team absolutely delighted, and rightfully so, because she brought a greater experience to bear in the third and final round to get over the finish line comfortably in a bout that was evenly poised with 3 minutes of action remaining. It's a repeat victory for PUNRAWEE RUENROS over Chai Yan of China. The tournament number 8 seed eliminated here at the hands of the tournament number 5 seed, just as she was on the continental stage in Chiang Mai in Thailand last year. So PUNRAWEE RUENROS remains in contention for a first IBA World Championship gold and will at least add to the silver that she secured in 2022. And there were the moments of confirmation. Overcome with joy, RUENROS go through to box for World Championship gold.
Judge 1, Tajikistan. Judge 2, Italy. Judge 3, Costa Rica. Judge 4, Estonia. Judge 5, Afghanistan.
Our next contest is between boxers from Serbia and Kazakhstan.
SHADRINA, NATALIA.
So into the arena is 34-year-old Natalia Shadrina, the tournament number 1 seed from right here in Serbia.
Representing Kazakhstan, GRAFEYEVA Viktoria.
Her opponent is 23-year-old Viktoriya Grafeyeva of Kazakhstan, the tournament number 5 seed. So Mr. Alfredo Vasquez of Cuba is our referee. And we are underway. Semi-final action in the women's 60 kilogram lightweight division between boxers from Serbia and Kazakhstan. The boxer wearing red is the tournament #1 seed, Natalia Shadrina, 34 years of age. Comes to the ring as the reigning European champion, winning 4 contests out of 4 in the edition right here in the Serbian capital, Belgrade. She's a home fighter once again on the global stage, and her opponent, who's just looking to counter off the ropes, is 23-year-old Viktoriya Grafeyeva. Each of these boxers, one of 12 on nations that have entered a boxer into each of the available weights here at this 14th edition of the IBA World Championships. So Grafeyeva, with more international experience under her belt, was a quarter-finalist at the Olympic Games in Paris last year at 60 kilograms, losing to Yang Wenlu on a narrow 3-2 split at the quarter-final stage. It's her fourth appearance at a senior IBA World Championships. Shadrina is a 2-time quarter-finalist in 2022 and 2019, not too far away. Left hook on the inside is a scoring shot from Shadrina, countering with a right hand is Grafeyeva. So bobbing and weaving beyond punching range is Shadrina. So Grafeyeva just looking to control things with her straight punches as Shadrina attempts to go to the body. Looping right hand not too far away from Shadrina. And then a scoring left jab from the more compact boxer wearing red. Grafeyeva comes forward behind a fusillade of straight punches but wasn't particularly accurate. Sneaky right hand landed on the disengagement. What a right hand over the top from Shadrina. Exploded out of a crouch and landed that looping right hand. There's a looping left from a crouch position. Left, right, out of the pocket once more. Grafeyeva landing with a counter shot to the body. But Shadrina really is pot-shotting effectively here in the closing stages of this opening round. So cries of Serbia, Serbia, ringing around the CHAYER Arena here in Niš. And on the 10-second clapper, which was barely audible, Shadrina launching another bustling attack. Good round of boxing from the tournament #1 seed in that first 3 minutes. Some of the action from the first round. Shadrina on the front foot. There's a sneaky right hand landed by Shadrina. Used that shot effectively. Also was able to loop over a left. You see the contrasting approaches. Straight punches from Grafeyeva. Looping hooks by Shadrina. And it's Shadrina who has taken it on a 3-2 split. Grafeyeva taking it for judges 3 and 5 from Costa Rica and Afghanistan. So in that final replay sequence, Grafeyeva just nudging a right uppercut underneath. Would that be an important weapon against the compact figure of Shadrina? So we move into the second round. Natalia Shadrina took 2023 European Games silver at 60 kilograms to book her place in her first Olympic Games in Paris last year. Right hand over the top once again from Shadrina. Grafeyeva, the reigning queen of the continent, having taken top spot on the podium at 60 kilograms in Chiang Mai in Thailand last year. Looking for the lead left jab once again as Shadrina winging away with that right hand. Terrific exchange, my goodness, both boxers having success. Straight punches from Grafeyeva, who's leading off now. Shadrina countering with looping punches from both flanks, as evidenced there. Final right hand not too far away. Flashing left out of a crouch from Shadrina. But Grafeyeva has really picked up her punch output here. It's invariably straight as Shadrina reciprocates with a straight shot to the body before returning with a looping left hook upstairs. Kept the left hook going, did Shadrina, and the second one did land in nudging fashion. So beyond the halfway stage of this second round, as Shadrina again looking to launch those scything punches. Leaping left hook was fired in twice in quick succession. Shaw left her feet as she launched the first one. Winging away with hooks once again is Shadrina. And these marauding attacks keeping Grafeyeva occupied. She's continuing to demonstrate poise up in the boxing ring. Looping left hook was a solid shot that time from Shadrina. My goodness, she measured that effectively. Left her feet. Reminiscent of Olympic champion Floyd Patterson, the first man to regain the heavyweight championship of the world in the professional ranks. Wonderful straight punching from Grafeyeva from up at the top of her towering height at 60 kilograms, just touching down to the body, but with enough force to be point-scoring punches. There she lands with a nudging right cross as Shadrina goes in search of her get-back. Terrific two-way action throughout this second round. Oh, catapulting off the ropes after the command of stop was Grafeyeva, almost catching Shadrina unawares because she heeded the referee's instruction. Not quite sure whether Grafeyeva heard it in this cacophony. Second round in the books. And it was a terrifically competitive 3 minutes. Remember the first round, a 3-2 split in favor of Shadrina, but Grafeyeva really getting busy with straight punches, but Shadrina launching her own characteristic arcing shots during the course of the second round. That was a shot off the ropes from Grafeyeva. As we take a look at the scores, and it's a 4-1 split for Viktoria Grafeyeva, meaning that she's leading 20 points to 18 for judges 3 and 5. Shadrina leads 20 points to 18 for judge 4. And the other two scores are tied at 19 points apiece. It is also box 4 as we go into the third and final round. So as we move into the final 3 minutes of this 60-kilogram lightweight semi-final, this one very much up for grabs because Viktoria Grafeyeva, having been edged out in the first round on a 3-2 split, responded magnificently in the second round. Her straight punching, getting the better of the arcing shots, perhaps the more powerful shots, but there weren't as many of them from Shadrina. And Shadrina edged out in round number 2 on a 4-1 split, meaning that Viktoria Grafeyeva leads 20 points to 18 for 2 of the judges. Grafeyeva leads 20 points to 18 for 1 of the judges. The other 2 scores are tied at 19 points apiece. Catapulting off the ropes and launching a right hook is Shadrina, untidy on the inside, and despite her long, lanky posture at 60 kilograms, Grafeyeva demonstrating that she's not averse to fighting on the inside, just digging in a couple of uppercuts at close range. There she does it once again, pushes her opponent off beyond distance and scores with straight punches of her own. Sneaky right hand landed over the top from Shadrina, who then looks to burrow her way down to the body. Bulldozes her opponent back to the ropes. And with the increasing physicality of Cuban referee just speaking to the boxers about keeping their head up. Look at that for straight punching from Grafeyeva. not really putting anything on the shots, just pressing leather, but he's putting enough on them so that they can be considered scoring shots. And she was able to sneak the shots through the defenses of Shadrina. She comes swarming forwards once again. But Grafeyeva showing wonderful composure in the face of these onslaughts being launched by the tournament #1 seed. Leaping left hook, saw the second one get through. It was a double hook from Shadrina, and she kept the attack going to make it a two-phase attack and did find success with the second left hook. Both boxers really feeling the pace here now, particularly Shadrina, 34 years of age, remembering this, her 4th appearance at a senior world championships. 20 boxers making up the lightweight bracket. But with both of these boxers having seedings, they're beginning their bouts in the round of 16, so this is the 3rd bout for both of them. Final 30 seconds, that could well be decisive in determining the outcome of this one. And this is where support from the crowd, the rallying energy cascading down from the stands here, can provide something and serve as something of an elixir, giving the fighters a boost, because it's Grafeyeva who appears to be wearing the fatigue better, perhaps a little bit fresher, a little bit busier. She's the one keen to disengage, to get her hands free in the search to let her offense go. Landed a beautiful right hand to catch the advancing Shadrina. And that, a contest where both boxers fought right up until the final bell. A terrific bout. Grafeyeva, having been edged out in the first round, 3-2, responded to take the second round 4-1. And again, her straight punching cannot be discounted, but the industry and the muscular punching of Shadrina, that was evident in the final round as well. Which way is this one going to go? It's likely to be split. Remember, Shadrina needs to convince the 2 judges who had it at 19 apiece that she took the final round. And that will take us to bout review.
Ladies and gentlemen, the winner of this bout by split decision is the boxer in the blue corner.
And it is Grafeyeva. Viktoriya Grafeyeva, a 4-1 split decision victor, to go through to the gold medal bout at the expense of the tournament #1 seed, Natalia Shadrina of Serbia. A terrific contest in this battle of reigning continental champions. It is the Asian continental champion who has prevailed over the reigning champion of Europe. Shadrina comes away with a world championship bronze. The 2-time quarter-finalist in her 4th appearance at the senior IBA championships is on the podium. She'll get a bronze and $50,000 to boot as well. But Viktoriya Grafeyeva, in her first appearance at a senior IBA World Championships, will contest a championship gold. Terrific contest filled with back and forth 2-way action. As we take a look at some of the highlights from what was a terrific contest.
Ladies and gentlemen, 7th bout of the session. Bout number 198. Weight category 63 kilograms. Referee Christopher McCoy. Judge 1, Morocco. Judge 2, Democratic People's Republic.
Our next contest is between boxers from Thailand and Vietnam.
Judge 4, Palestine. Judge 5, Mexico. Into the red corner, representing Thailand, SOMNUEK THANANYA.
So into the arena, step THANANYA SOMNUEK of Thailand, 24 years of age, from RUENROS province, 2-time Asian continental champion and an Olympian at the Paris Games of last summer. Her opponent is the tournament #5 seed, LINH, the 31-year-old from Hanoi in Vietnam. Excuse me, beyond the 8th of March, so she is indeed 32. That was her birthday, 8th of March. So 32 years of age last week. She's the tournament number 5 seed in her 4th appearance at a senior IBA World Championships. And this, her first progression beyond the first preliminary round. So Mr. Christopher McCory of Ireland is our 3rd person in the ring as the referee.
Round 1.
A pair of 2024 Olympians from Paris facing off in this 63-kilogram light welterweight semi-final. The orthodox boxer wearing red is THANANYA SOMNUEK of Thailand, a part of a 4-strong Thailand boxing team. She's the tournament number 1 seed and 2-time Asian Continental Champion. Her opponent is the tournament number 5 seed. That's the taller figure wearing blue, and that is LINH of Vietnam. 32 years of age last week, 2015 Asian Continental bronze medalist. She was a 10th place finisher at the Paris Olympic Games, losing in the 2nd preliminary round, whereas SOMNUEK was edged out in the 1st preliminary round, both of them competing at 60 kilograms in the French capital last year. Terrific work to both body and head from Ha during that exchange, while SOMNUEK was digging away at mid-range as well. Oh, such a wonderfully relaxed operator. Almost appears languid when she lets that straight right hand go in particular, but it's an accurate punch in her repertoire. Right hand to the body on the disengagement from SOMNUEK. SOMNUEK then digs downstairs with a left hook beneath the right elbow of Ha. Ha with a 1-2, but only finding gloves and forearms of, SOMNUEK with a 1-2, but only finding the gloves and forearms of Ha. Ha with a wonderful left jab. Was Ha just spoken to about leading with the elbow. Left jab is a wonderful shot from Ha. So relaxed, darting in and out of range, up on her toes, and then just cranking out that left jab. They tried to counter right hand over the top, but couldn't find the range. SOMNUEK pursuing her opponent, looking to close the distance as she creeps across the canvas. Ha inaccurate with a backhand once again. Right uppercut to the body with a cracking punch from SOMNUEK. SOMNUEK digs downstairs to the body. Conceive on the different statures and approaches that it's SOMNUEK not averse to getting physical on the inside as she looks to rumble her way to short range, just as she's done now, but gliding away was Ha. Right hand over the top was off the mark from Ha. Oh, that's a good bolo shot to the body with a backhand from Ha. SOMNUEK responding with a right hand over the top. Beautiful 1-2 from up on her toes from Ha once again. So relaxed up in the boxing ring is Ha Thi LINH. An entertaining opening round of competitive boxing. But there, despite being under fire, Ha ensuring that she had the final word during that exchange. And that was often the case, but SOMNUEK digging down to the body and then right hand over the top. There was the bolo shot from Ha once again. But SOMNUEK perhaps the heavier of the 2 punches. But Ha so composed under fire that she was often able to punch with SOMNUEK. And it's a 3-2 split in favor of SOMNUEK. Don't think there could have been many arguments had it been scored the other way. A fair reflection of what transpired over what was an incredibly competitive opening 3 minutes of boxing.
Round 2.
So we move into the second round. I was ringside at the Hangzhou Gymnasium to see both of these boxers contest the Hangzhou Asian Games. Third place finish for SOMNUEK was enough to punch her ticket through to Paris. Whereas Ha, with a 9th place finish, losing in the second preliminary round, had to go to the last chance saloon of the second global qualifier in Bangkok in Thailand. But she got it done. And here she is in her second appearance at a senior IBA World Championships. Excuse me, her 4th appearance for her. It's the 2nd appearance for SOMNUEK. Right hand punching from both, but it was Ha who landed a combination in response to the single right hand success from SOMNUEK. SOMNUEK tries to dig downstairs to the left hook to the body once more. Well, Ha breathing through a mouth that is wide open here now. She's keeping her shape very effectively, but I wonder, is she feeling the pace? Because invariably she's the one taking the longer route around the boxing ring. SOMNUEK teeing off once again in that left hand through the middle, brings about a standing count. Approaching the halfway stage of the round, and I pose the question, is Ha just beginning to feel the pace? She's disguising it well, her movements remaining fluid, but the mouth is wide open as she seeks to take in precious lungfuls of oxygen here at the Chayed Arena. 1-2 attempted from near the rope, but look at SOMNUEK attempting to go through the gears with combination punches on the inside. As Ha, not averse to making it rough at close quarters, spoken to about leading with the elbow once again. Another solid shot checks the chin of Ha from SOMNUEK. And SOMNUEK perhaps sensing what we can at our ringside commentary position here at the Chayed Arena, because she is really setting about her opponents with increased urgency. And Ha, pinned near the neutral corner, right above our commentary position. More roughhouse tactics on the inside from SOMNUEK. And Ha just looking to manage the clock here, kill the clock on the countdown to the end of round number 2. But SOMNUEK will not give her any respite, sets about her once again. Ha ties her opponent up, walks her back, but only from one set of ropes to the other. And Ha going through a bad passage of the round here. She's having to hold on. She can no longer move and punch. Stealing a glance to her blue corner. That 10-second clapper will be music to her ears. Tries a sneaky right hand, but it didn't have the crisp quality that she was exhibiting in her punching in the first round. My goodness, that was a tough second round for Ha Thi Lin for my money. Remember, SOMNUEK took the first round on a 3-2 split. She scored a standing count in round number 2, did SOMNUEK. And again, in IBA boxing, that is not necessarily a 10-8 round as is the convention in the pros. But I think SOMNUEK took that second round because Ha was fading before our very eyes from just beyond the halfway stage. And those body shots will certainly sap the energy levels. SOMNUEK showing good intelligence to drop downstairs and test the conditioning to the body of Ha Thi Lin. And it's a clean sweep of the board, including a 10-8 score returned from judge number 2. From the People's Republic of Korea.
Round 3.
So as we move into the third and final round, the momentum is very much with THANANYA SOMNUEK of Thailand. The tournament #1 seed took the first on a 3-2 split, took the second round unanimously, including a 10-8 score returned from judge number 2. Has the 60-second interval been long enough for the energy levels of Ha Thi Lin, the tournament #5 seed in blue, to recover? Speculative right hook attempted by Ha, who is again continuing to use all the available space of the boxing ring. Right hand down the pipe from Ha was countered by a body shot from SOMNUEK. But it's SOMNUEK really stalking her opponent with aggressive intent here now. trying to bob and weave her way inside. And she appears to be feeling no ill effects of the pace of this bout as she scores with a good 1-2 to the body and another right hand downstairs. And almost that characteristic half smirk on the face of SOMNUEK as she seeks to set about her opponent once more. So Hart, the mouth open once again before the halfway stage, whereas SOMNUEK appears as fresh as a proverbial daisy here. Good right hand to the body snuck in by SOMNUEK once more. Hart snakes out a left jab, but she really put an awful lot into it, and I can tell you that because her exhalation was audible from our ringside commentary position here in Nice. And while Hart is being spoken to about not holding, SOMNUEK just clipping her chin with a couple of hooking shots on the inside. That left hand to the body from SOMNUEK was a borderline. And Hart, I think she's in a really bad patch here as she takes another right hand which causes her to wilt against the ropes. She spins off them back to the space of center ring. But I think she's in a position now where she can no longer stick and move as she did so effectively in the first round where she was edged 3-2. I think now she's either got to hold her feet and punch or move, but she can no longer do both. And I think that is often the sign of a fatiguing boxer. SOMNUEK trying to bob and weave her way inside to mid-range once more. But Hart, when she's moving, you see, that's what the referee's saying to her. She's moving, but she's not sticking. And if you're only doing the moving part of the component, it can be perceived as running. And that is why our referee from Ireland said you have to box, because there was no engagement from Hart, and it's going to be very difficult, despite the legend of Willie Pep. The Will-O-the-Wisp was, legend has it, won around without throwing a punch in IBA style boxing, and indeed just about any style of boxing you care to watch. It is very difficult to win a round if you don't let your hands go. And I think that is the fate that has befallen Harty Lynn here now. Her gas tank began to deplete at a rapid rate in the second round, which she lost unanimously. And in the third round, it was similar once again, her gas tank needle just dropping before our very eyes, while SOMNUEK was able to maintain her pursuit and score effectively to both body and head. I think the tournament #1 seed, Thananya SOMNUEK, will be going through to the gold medal bout here. But of course, what say the judges?
Ladies and gentlemen, the winner of this bout by unanimous decision is the boxer in the red corner representing Thailand, SOMNUEK Thananya.
So there is confirmation of a unanimous points decision victory for Thananya SOMNUEK of Thailand, the tournament #1 seed, eliminating Vietnam's Harty Lin, the tournament #5 seed in her fourth IBA Senior World Championship appearance. Comes away with her first podium finish, and it is World Championship bronze and the accompanying prize of $50,000 US. But this bustling little buzzsaw of a boxer from Thailand slowly breaking down her opponent, depleting her gas tank, and was able to capitalize in rounds 2 and 3 when Harty Lin, the 32-year-old from Hanoi, began to fade visibly before our very eyes. So we'll see Thananya SOMNUEK, the tournament #1 seed, in our gold medal bout on Sunday, whereas Harty Lin, having made it beyond the first preliminary round for the first time in this her fourth appearance at a Senior World Championships, comes away with a brilliant bronze medal.
Weight category 66 kilograms. Referee Evgenia Shesopalova. Judge 1, Thailand. Judge 2, England. Judge 3, Kyrgyzstan.
Our next contest is between boxers from Turkey and Serbia.
Into the red corner representing Turkey, SURMENELI BUSENAZ.
Swaggering her way into the arena is the familiar, formidable figure of BUSENAZ SURMENELI of Turkey. The 26-year-old, one of the very best boxers in the world, in pursuit of her third IBA Senior World title here. If she makes it through to the gold medal bout, having been declared champion in 2022 at 66 kilograms and 2019 at 69 kilograms. The Tokyo Olympic champion is the reigning European champion as well. Her opponent is 22-year-old Anastasia Lukajic. Born in Austria, switched back from Austria to Serbia in 2023 and was a quarter-finalist at last year's European Championships at the Under-23 edition in Bulgaria. At the senior edition here in her home country of Serbia, it was a quarter-final run with a 7th place finish. Both of those quarter-final appearances coming at 70 kilograms for the 22-year-old. Oh, just a little bit of an adjustment required to the hairstyling of BUSENAZ SURMENELI. And so to the lacing system on the helmet of Lukajic. So Miss Shestopalova of Russia is our 3rd person in the ring. Semi-final action in the women's 66 kilogram welterweight division. Contest between boxers from Turkey and the home nation, Serbia. The boxer wearing red is BUSENAZ SURMENELI, 26 years of age, from Bursa. One of the very best boxers in the world. Has taken championships on the international stage at every major event that she has entered. And her opponent, Anastasia Lukajic, 22 years of age, Austrian national champion as recently as 2023, but that was the year she made the switch to Serbia. But not showing any respect for the glittering credentials of the tournament #1 seed and looking to work away on the inside with hooks and uppercuts to the body. SURMENELI lands with a jolting jab that gets in between the hands of Lukajic. And bringing the backhand into play now is SURMENELI, arcing left hooks as well. And this one proved to be a toe-to-toe war. There was a cracking left hand landed downstairs by SURMENELI, but then straight shot successes for Lukajic. But SURMENELI finding her range very effectively indeed. Now dropping her hands, corkscrew left hand was a wonderfully picked punch from SURMENELI. And again, hooks to both body and head. And once she senses that she has found an opportunity against her opponent, she can go through the gears in a flash, SURMENELI, just as she did there. 2 straight punches followed by a left hook to the body from the 2-time IBA world champion. But remaining concentrated behind her own straight punching, particularly the jab, is Lukajic, and she is being rallied by the home fans here at the CHAYED Arena. Wonderful left jab once again from the slightly taller Lukajic, but a corkscrew left again is snaked up from the belt line. Burst of punches to the body from SURMENELI. And that is the manner in which, oh, that is a wonderfully picked corkscrew left uppercut from SURMENELI. And all of these eye-catching punches as a brief cameo of what I think can qualify as an alley shuffle before she seeks to go body and head with the left hook once again. Employing the layback to make Lukajic miss. Coming back with a left hook and right cross. SURMENELI, jolting left jab, cracks into the face of Lukajic. Good left hook to the body from Lukajic, followed by a left jab upstairs. Right hand that followed wasn't too far away, and then another clamping left jab landed by Lukajic. But SURMENELI getting the better of that exchange, dropping down to the body before ending with a flashing right hook to the head, and then just dropping her guard and looking for the shot. Oh, wonderful left hook to the body was audible as it sunk beneath the left elbow of Anastasia Lukajic. A wonderful round of boxing in the first 3 minutes from BUSENAZ SURMENELI of Turkey. Well, make no mistake, Anastasia Lukajic competed. She was in the round, but I don't think she's done enough to win the round. And that's because SURMENELI produced some cracking cameos of real quality and eye-catching work. But that is an example of Anastasia Lukajic's quality as well. But that corkscrew left hand was uncoiled on a couple of occasions. And it's a clean sweep of the cards for BUSENAZ SURMENELI. 10-8. Remember, it's 10-9 for a close round, 10-8 for a clear winner, 10-7 for total domination. And one scorecard returned from judge number 2 is a verdict of 10-8 in favor of the tournament number 1 seed. So we move into the second round. Solid left jab landed again at the start of the round by Lukajic. It's BUSENAZ SURMENELI, 2023 European Games gold medalist. That's how she punched her ticket through to a second Olympic Games, but was eliminated at the quarter-final stage by Junjayam Suwanafeng of Thailand in what was one of the biggest upsets of the Games in the French capital last year. She entered as a prohibitive favorite, but was bested on a 4-1 split before the medal stages. And that a fate that come before some of the very best boxers, remember, happened to Julio Cesar La Cruz. Right hand around the corner is a nice shot from Lukajic on his first Olympic appearance at London 2012 as BUSENAZ SURMENELI getting busy with a double jab, but countered by a single jab from Lukajic. But Lukajic acquitting herself very well indeed in this, her first appearance at a senior global championships. Remember, as recently as last year, she was competing on the under-23 stage in the continental event. And she scores with a good right hook, left hook upstairs. SURMENELI answering with a cluster of punches. And now just trying to unsettle the mind of Lukajic with a bit of verbal conversation, as well as that is the fistic variety. Remember, it was literary great Ernest Hemingway who said that boxing is the most honest conversation two men can have, but here women proving that it's an honest dialogue as well, as SURMENELI with a terrific cameo once again, and that is a terrific left jab from the kneecap and a corkscrew left hand, and she's embellishing her shots with celebratory shakes of her head now. And look at that burst of punches, as though she's working the heavy bag when the timekeeper calls 10 in the gym. What a burst of shots through the defenses of Lukajic from BUSENAZ SURMENELI. And Lukajic again attempting to compete and hang tough. Good work to the body from Lukajic, who's keeping her composure and remaining committed in very effective fashion. As another burst of punches blitzes Lukajic, and no standing count forthcoming, because she is remaining competitive and seeking to answer back as a corkscrew left hand penetrates the defenses once again. She then shovels more punches down to the body, Lukajic, and it's resulting in terrific exchanges in the space of center ring. Corkscrew right hand snaked out to end that burst of punches from BUSENAZ SURMENELI, who put together volleys of punches that were quite breathtaking during the course of that second round. But credit to the competitive spirit and indeed the composure and conditioning of Anastasia Lukajic, because she didn't buckle, she didn't blink, and she stayed in the contest, answering back every time she was tested. But I think it's going to be another clean sweep of the cards for BUSENAZ SURMENELI. Remember, she took the first round unanimously, including a 10-8 margin for judge number 2 from England. BUSENAZ CAKIROGLU cheering on her compatriot, having booked her place in Sunday's gold medal bout with a third round stoppage victory earlier in this 10th session of boxing. And it's another clean sweep of the cards for BUSENAZ SURMENELI after a magnificent 3 minutes of boxing. So we move into the third and final round, and Anastasia Lukajic, the two-time European Championship quarter-finalist from 2024, having competed in both the under-23 edition and the fully-fledged senior edition, has got a proverbial mountain to climb here, but look at her desire. It remains undimmed as she seeks to keep herself in the contest here. Beautiful jab to the body of the thrusting variety from Lukajic, in the ring with one of the very best in the business, who has been at her flamboyant, free-flowing best here this afternoon in Nice. And there, another flashy right hook around the corner. It landed with the inside of the glove, and the referee just reminding her of that fact. That's a cracking left hook to the body from SURMENELI, but firing right back is Lukajic. But it's first and third boxing from the two-time champion in that exchange. Good 1-2, and it's a knockdown scored by Lukajic, but it hasn't been counted by the referee. Well, we're getting another look at it now. Tell me that's not a knockdown. The feet might have come together, reminiscent of what happened between Muhammad Ali and the Bayonne bleeder Chuck Wepner in their contest. Chuck Wepner stood on the foot of Ali as SURMENELI lands a cracking right hand, landed a shot to the chest plate, and he became one of the few men to put the greatest, the Olympic champ from Rome 1960 and three-time heavyweight champ, on the floor, along with Sonny Banks with a left hook, Henry Cooper with a left hook, Smoking Joe Frazier with a left hook, and Chuck Wepner with that right hand to the chest plate. But no knockdown ruled. But again, perhaps not as significant in IBA boxing because it's not a 10-8 round as it is in the pros. But I think Lukajic had been robbed of a moment of glory there. Remember, Josh Boazzi enjoyed a similar moment of glory before his 2016 Olympic bronze medal, when he sent the great Julio Cesar La Cruz to the canvas at the 2015 World Championships in Doha. But Lukajic, again, kudos to her conditioning and her team, because they've got a boxer who is wonderfully composed here and not overawed by the opponent that she is sharing the ring with. Oh, that is a blistering burst of punches, punctuated by a right uppercut through the middle from BUSENAZ SURMENELI, who just nodded in the direction of her opponent, again trying to unsettle the mind. It's not disrespectful, it's just trying to assert superiority further, as she produces another blistering volley of blows once again on the sound of the 10-second clapper. But as she has done all contest long, Lukajic firing straight back to let BUSENAZ SURMENELI know that she is in a contest, rather than being able to produce one-way traffic. But at the sound of the bell, there can be little doubt that it will be BUSENAZ SURMENELI, the tournament #1 seed, who will be going through to contest World Championship gold here, remaining in contention for a third senior IBA world title, having produced a quite magnificent display on both the offensive and defensive side of the sport during this 66-kilogram welterweight semi-final. Anastasia Lukajic competed spiritedly, and hoping that her confidence isn't too badly dented. Well, I think this is going to make her a far better boxer, having shared the ring with an opponent of this quality. Here's the verdict that should be sending SURMENELI through.
By unanimous decision is boxer in the red corner,
So there is confirmation of a unanimous point decision victory. Some wide scorecards returned from the 5 scoring judges, because a couple of 10-8 rounds were returned during the course of that quite magnificent display from the flamboyant, flashy, yet fundamentally sound BUSENAZ SURMENELI during the course of that 9 minutes of action. Congratulated from her corner team, she returns to contest her third World Championship final on Sunday, and she'll be seeking to add to the title that she won in 2022 at 66 kilograms and in 2019 at 69 kilograms. And her talent has been apparent for some time, because she also took world titles in 2013 as a junior and 2015 as a youth. The peerless BUSENAZ SURMENELI, right uppercut perhaps one of the best punchers of the entire bout. It's World Championship bronze for Anastasija Lukajic of Serbia.
Category 70 kilograms. Referee,
Our next contest between boxers from Russia and Belarus.
Judge 2, Islamic Republic of Iran. Judge 3, Turkey. Judge 4, Tunisia. Judge 5, Democratic People's Republic of Korea. Into the red corner, representing Russian Federation, GAPESHINA Elena.
So into the arena is 28-year-old Elena GAPESHINA of Russia. Part of a 12-strong Russian boxing team, one of the 6 teams to have boxers entered in each of the 12 weight categories here in Niš.
Representing Belarus, Danielchik Ariana.
Her opponent is Arina Danielchik from the Belarusian capital of Minsk, 25 years of age, and she, the 2024 European Championship bronze medalist. Multiple national titles under her belt. Woman I first saw on her quarter-final run at the European Under-22 Championships in Roseto degli Abruzzi in Italy. So Mr. Mohamed Safrask of Sri Lanka is our third person in the ring.
Round 1.
And we are underway. Semi-final action in the women's 70-kilogram light middleweight division. Contest between Russia, or boxers from Russia and Belarus. Boxer wearing red, who's getting to work behind a snaking left jab and a rapid-fire right cross, is Elena GAPESHINA. Born in Ukraine, actually represented Ukraine until 2013. Comes to the ring as the reigning European champion, but that was up at 81 kilograms, light heavyweight. So coming down considerably from that heavier poundage. What a counter right hook landed by GAPESHINA, my goodness. And then a jolting left jab against the opponent wearing blue, Arina Danielchik of Belarus. She enjoyed podium success at the European Championships last year, making it through to the bronze medal rostrum at 70 kilograms before being edged out by Regina Lakos at the semi-final stage. Good work to the body during that previous coming together, but GAPESHINA looking really explosive through the first half of this opening round. Uppercut on the inside is an effective shot from GAPESHINA, and she pursues her opponent, who answers with some good work to the body, Danielchik. Danielchik electing to wear low-cut running shoes up on the canvas of the boxing ring. Something you see boxers do on occasion. Remember, David Haye did that when he fought Derek Chisora. He's still going strong, Derek Chisora, as Danielchik takes a right hand from GAPESHINA. It was a rain-soaked Upton Park, the bowling ground where West Ham used to play their football before moving to the Olympic Stadium. And it was low-cut running shoes as David Hayes scored a blistering knockout, one of the few men to ice Derek Chisora, particularly at that stage of his career, testament to the Haymaker's punching power. He came away with IBA World Championship silver, remember, in Belfast in 2001. Right hand over the top was an effective shot from GAPESHINA once again. Danilchik seeking to consistently find her range, but beaten to the jab by an explosive lead left by GAPESHINA once more. She's so quick off the mark, she can go from being out of distance to within range as she lands another solid right hand, not set up by a jab, finding the target and checking the chin of Danilchik once again. So the first 3 minutes in the book. And Elena GAPESHINA really explosive during the course of that opening round. Well, some two-way action as evidence there, but for my money it was a woman in red who did the better work, and there's confirmation. A clean sweep of the cards for Elena GAPESHINA. The tournament number 4 seed from Belarus has some work to do.
Round 2.
So moving to the second round. There's again beautiful jab from GAPESHINA. And Danilchik is doing a good job of keeping herself in contention in this contest. But for the most part, the first and final words are coming from GAPESHINA. So what can the tournament number 4 seed from Belarus in blue do to change this current tenor of things? There she landed a good nudging left uppercut on the inside. And again, left hook on the disengagement while stepping back from GAPESHINA. There's a lead left hook from Danilchik in response, but answering straight back with a good shot to the body is GAPESHINA. And a right uppercut once again swivels ahead of Danilchik. Wonderful work from GAPESHINA, who is cutting a really dynamic figure atop the canvas of the boxing ring. Looking for the right uppercut once more, then spinning around the target while remaining in the pocket. Touching her downstairs with a jab to the body. Right uppercut driven into the sternum from GAPESHINA, who is really showing her full repertoire here now, as she digs down to the body once again with the right hand. Looking for the left hook inside, but it was landed as a slap. That jolting left jab was altogether more accurate with the knuckle card of the glove. And then another right uppercut, which was preceded by a right hand through the middle at short range. This is wonderful punch picking of the explosive, accurate variety from GAPESHINA, who drops down intelligently with a stab jab to the body. It's been practically non-stop punching for the first half of the round. Danilchik coming back with a right hand over the top of her own, but she needs more of that because she's been outworked considerably for my money during the first half of the second round. And a reminder that she lost the first round unanimously, as GAPESHINA continuing to do an outstanding job of moving around the target. There she does it once again, moving counterclockwise to her right, came back with a jab, then changed direction to her left, looking for a left hook, but it only found the gloves of Danilchik. But the follow-up attack, making it a two-phase attack of single shots, did find a home on the target of Danilchik. Scoring jab to the body downstairs once more from GAPESHINA, as Danilchik trying to remain in contention. Corkscrew right uppercut was the best shot of that exchange once again, after it was Danilchik who landed with an opening left hook. Danilchik going in search of the right cross and left hand on the inside. Bustling away downstairs to the body is Danilchik, launching a late rally. Oh, that's a cracking right hand which came behind an inaccurate left hook from GAPESHINA. Credit to Danilchik, because she did rally in the closing 25 seconds or so. But then GAPESHINA ensured that she answered once again with a really eye-catching single that came during the course of an attempted combination. Remember, GAPESHINA took the first round unanimously, and I think for the first half of this second round, she was absolutely sensational. Hooks, uppercuts, jabs to the body, angles, moving around the target while punching at the same time. It was a wonderful demonstration of short and mid-range boxing. Look at that, uppercut, then making her opponent miss with good head movement on the inside. Now, how do the 5 scoring judges score that one? Another clean sweep of the cards. 6 minutes of boxing completed. And each of the 5 scoring judges have scored both rounds in favor of Elena GAPESHINA.
Round 3.
So we move into the third and final round. And it tells you the depth of the national domestic boxing scene in Russia, because an operator of this quality, Elena GAPESHINA, has come up short in her attempts to get top spot on the national championship podium in every championship that she has entered. Came away with European junior gold for Ukraine back in 2012, but when switching to Russia, it's been a whole host of podium finishes, but second places, losing in finals, third place finishes, second place finisher over the last 3 years. And yet here she is on the World Championship stage, having boxed her way into the vest at 70 kilograms. Most of those podium finishers, but no titles, have come at the higher poundages of 75 kgs. Here she is at 70 light middle and is enjoying terrific success in this tournament so far. 17 boxers making up the 70 kilogram light middleweight bracket. So only one contest fought in the round of 32. The rest of the boxers receiving byes through to the round of 16. So the third bout of the tournament for GAPESHINA. She's been very impressive so far, eliminating boxers from Sweden and Turkey. And here she is against their Belarusian opponent. Oh, that is a cracking 1-2, no standing count, which I find a little surprising. But that was a wonderfully picked combination. Credit to Danilchik, because she really is continuing to compete here. But there she's made to miss with a left hook. The attempted counter from GAPESHINA was inaccurate. GAPESHINA looking for the uppercut on the inside once again. Left hook is a scoring shot. It came behind a right uppercut from GAPESHINA. Danilchik running out of time here, because remember, she conceded the first 2 rounds unanimously. Right hand over the top from Danilchik with a scoring shot. But GAPESHINA continuing to use her legs magnificently in this semi-final. And has always appeared the more explosive boxer. Timing, of course, can beat speed. But Danilchik, you saw how languid those final 2 attempted punches were, because she's been scored upon at a fairly regular clip during the course of that contest. And I think the tournament number 4 seed is about to be eliminated at the hands of Elena GAPESHINA of Russia, who produced a quite beautiful boxing display, particularly in the second round, where she really asserted her authority, took the first 2 rounds unanimously, and one suspects she's going to be declared a unanimous point decision victor here.
Ladies and gentlemen, the winner of this bout by unanimous decision decision is the boxer from the red corner, GAPESHINA from the Russian Federation.
And there is confirmation of a unanimous point decision victory for Elena GAPESHINA, eliminating the tournament number 4 seed with a beautiful display of dynamic boxing, which was dazzling at times. The second round in particular saw her really show her full repertoire, and she will go through to contest World Championship gold in Sunday's final in the 70-kilogram light middleweight division. It's a bronze medal for Arina Danielchik. First run to the podium in this, her second appearance at a senior IBA World Championships, but going considerably better than the 10th place finish on her World Championship debut in New Delhi 2 years ago. Our next contest is between boxers from Ireland and Serbia.
Bout number 201. 75 kilograms weight category. Referee Steven Mashiambubi. Judge 1, Thailand. Judge 2, Spain. Judge 3, Cuba. Judge 4, Colombia. Judge 5, Turkmenistan. Into the red corner, representing Ireland, Aurora Ifa.
So into the arena steps the accomplished figure of Aoife O'Rourke, 27 years of age, the reigning European Continental Champion at 75 kilograms, adding to the European Games success that she won the year before.
Into the blue corner, representing Serbia,
in the edition in Poland. Her opponent is from right here in Serbia, and that is Nikolina Gajic, 24 years of age, from the Serbian capital Belgrade, bronze medalist in last year's European Championships in the Serbian capital. Contesting her second IBA Senior World Championships. Having been eliminated in the second preliminary round at the edition in India, down at 70 kilograms in 2023. Mr. Stephen Mashiambubi is our referee. And we are underway. This is action in the 75 kilogram middleweight division. It's a contest between boxers from Ireland and Serbia. The boxer wearing red, operating out of the orthodox stance, is Aoife O'Rourke. So much success in recent times on the continental stage. 2022 and 2024 European titles, both of them coming at 75 kilogram middleweight. Her opponent, wearing blue, is Nikolina Gajic, 24 years of age, from the Serbian capital of Belgrade. So operating out of center ring is O'Rourke. As the boxers seeking to find the distance with their jabs, just feinting over that front foot now as they continue to shape up nicely. So just on the edge of range, left hook, right hand attempted by Gajic. Wonderful left-right combination from O'Rourke. She followed it up with another left jab to make it a two-phase attack. And it's O'Rourke on the front foot looking to back up Gajic now. Referee allowing the two boxers to work on the inside. Good work to the body. Terrific digging downstairs from O'Rourke. After Gajic tucked up tightly to repel the shots that were fired upstairs. Now O'Rourke just stamping over that front foot. Trying to feint in a jolting left jab. Once again in between the low-held defenses of Gajic. Looping left hand this time. And O'Rourke in a real purple patch of this opening round has found her timing and distance very effectively, particularly behind that lead left hand. Working her way to the body to catch Gajic as she attempted to disengage. And there you see in stark contrast, Gajic inaccurate with her attempted 1-2. So closing seconds of the opening round. And it's O'Rourke who has been particularly effective behind her lead left hand, who set up so many of her successful attacks. Mr. Zor Antia in the ropes for the Irish coach, for the Irish team as the coach. Some of the action from the first 3 minutes. So a 3-2 split in favor of O'Rourke. Judges 2 and 3 preferring the work of Gajic. As we move into the second round, O'Rourke taking the first on a 3-2 split. Gajic has come out altogether more quickly to begin this second round. She was caught by a flashing left hook from the Tokyo Olympian O'Rourke. Lost to the eventual silver medalist Li Qian of China in the first preliminary round of the delayed Tokyo Olympic Games. And look at that work to the body. Digging in downstairs is O'Rourke, while Gajic was trying to land her own successes during that exchange. So Gajic circumnavigating the ring, tries a right hand lead. Wasn't too far away, but O'Rourke kept the attack going. Both of these women reigning national champions of their respective homelands, as again it's the busier boxer, body work, and then coming through with a left hook and straight right to the head from O'Rourke. And again, clumping left jab, thudded home from O'Rourke. Counter left jab and another one, 2 quick jabs after the mouthpiece of Gajic was dislodged. So the referee, as is his prerogative, calling time to get the mouthpiece rinsed and reinserted immediately. O'Rourke sent to a neutral corner. No coaching supposed to take place during those interludes. But this, a really terrific passage of the round for O'Rourke. Gajic, to her credit, after being edged out in the opening round 3-2. Look at the pressure she's being put under here. It's sustained pressure. And O'Rourke content to let punches land wherever they may. Now, what's the problem here? I think a point's going to be deducted, and it's for excessive holding. So Gajic's problems mounting by the minute here, because she's got a marauding O'Rourke in front of her, who has been scoring beautifully to the body, bringing the attacks upstairs, and to gain some respite from this incessant pressure as she burrows her way down to the body once again, O'Rourke. Gajic resorting to holding, having difficulties with the sight line of her head guard as well. Then she's been deducted a point for excessive holding as she's worked over downstairs once more, ended by a beautiful left jab upstairs from O'Rourke. And look at O'Rourke work the body, and it brings about a standing count. Gajic has been outworked considerably and consistency in this second round. Still 30 seconds to make it back to the sanctuary of her blue corner, and O'Rourke has just gone to an altogether higher gear, and Gajic hasn't been able to go with her. She's struggling to keep her shape. She's been touched up to both head and body once again during this coming together. She's already been warned for holding, and look at that headlock she employed there. And the referee telling her in no uncertain terms that she is not to employ that tactic. It's illegal. It's already cost her a point deduction. Oh, that's a cracking right hand, and then more good work to the body. A dominant 3 minutes of boxing produced by O'Rourke. And Gajic's problems were considerable in that second round because she was outboxed, outworked, outthought, and indeed outfought. And then she was hit with a point deduction for excessive holding. So let's take a look at the scores. It's got to be a clean sweep of the cards. And indeed it is. 2 10-8 scores returned from judges 1 and 5 from Thailand and Turkmenistan respectively. And the point deduction will be taken into account as well when the final scores are tallied.
Round 3.
So as we move into the third round, O'Rourke of Ireland in red has put herself in a dominant position on the scorecards with work such as this. Gets into her range using good feints, good ring craft, and then when she gets to short ranges, she slaps her opponent with a left jab. Counter left hook is a beauty. It was a long looping shot which came over the low-held right of Gajic. And Gajic feinting, stamping over the front foot while being stationary here, because I'm not sure she's got the energy to move around the boxing ring and punch at the same time. There she's picked off by a flashing right hand from O'Rourke. 40 seconds gone in this final round. O'Rourke, one of 8 boxers here for the Irish team. And Gajic, one of 12 boxers on a full-size Serbian boxing team. The home nation entering a boxer in each of the available 12 weight classes. While O'Rourke continuing to cut a controlling figure up in the boxing ring as again a double jab snaps into the chin of Gajic. And another one, completely disrupting the boxing stance of Gajic, and she's been put under sustained pressure once again. Backing up, under fire to both head and body, punctuated by a left uppercut, and it brings about the second standing count to the contest. Just beyond the halfway stage. And the referee happy for the contest to continue, but again, I think Gajic is doing a good job presenting a poker face here. But you can see, I think she's in that really difficult place of being able to either hit or move, but she cannot do both. And O'Rourke producing a controlled performance here, not necessarily going in search of the finish or to blast her opponent out, but she's controlled things behind her jab. And then when she's got into this type of territory, her body punching has been a joy to behold. And she's a long limb middleweight, is O'Rourke. Tall, well-coordinated, broad-shouldered boxer, but the manner in which she's quarried away to the body has been really impressive. Tempted to do so there, but only found the forearms of Gajic as she attempts a roundhouse right, which went on a circuitous route in search of O'Rourke. So O'Rourke, perhaps just in bout management mode here now. Won't want to run into a stray elbow or an accidental clash of heads to pick up a nick which could impair her ability to compete in Sunday's gold medal bout, because surely that is where she is heading as the 10-second clapper sounds here at the Chayed Arena. It's been a quite magnificent display for Ireland's O'Rourke. And it will be the Irish boxer who will be progressing through to contest World Championship gold. Again, contrasting body language evident in the corners of the respective boxers. Celebrations in the red corner for Ireland's O'Rourke, altogether more subdued in the blue corner of Serbia's GRAFEYEVA. 2 standing counts, 1 in the second round, 1 in the third, and the 1 in the second round came from body shots. And this, the contest in microcosm, because it's body shots punctuated by that cracking left uppercut. O'Rourke, a dominant victor.
Is the boxer from red corner, O'Rourke, from Ireland.
And there is confirmation of a unanimous point decision victory for Ireland. O'Rourke, the tournament #1 seed, underlining her pre-championship credentials as the boxer to beat at 75 kilograms. And she will go through to contest championship gold in Sunday's final. Some of the action from what was a brilliant performance by the tournament #1 seed, and GRAFEYEVA, in her second appearance at a senior IBA World Championships, comes away with a bronze medal and $50,000 US to boot. Good performance by her during the course of the tournament, but it's O'Rourke who remains in contention for top spot on the podium, much to the delight of the Irish coaching team. Our next contest is between boxers from China and Turkey.
11th bout of the session, bout number 202. 81 kilograms weight category. Referee, Chokri Ardi. Judge 1, Ireland. Judge 2, Mexico. Judge 3, Costa Rica. Judge 4, Morocco. Judge 5, Islamic Republic of Iran. Into the red corner, representing People's Republic of China, Wang Xiaomeng.
So into the arena to contest this 81 kilogram light heavyweight semi-final is Wang Xiaomeng, 23 years of age, from Henan in China, in her first IBA World Championship tournament. Her opponent is Busra Isildar from the bustling Turkish metropolis of Istanbul, 22 years of age, and comes to the ring as the reigning European champion from the under-22 edition last year. In the senior edition, she came away with a bronze medal, having been bested by the woman who had just booked her place in Sunday's gold medal bout at the semi-final stage. Isildar, quarter-finalist in the 2022 edition of the World Championships at 75 kilograms. And as recently as 2021, she was the World Youth Champion, having prevailed in the edition in Kielce in Poland. I was ringside to commentate on that tournament, and it was a quite impressive display in that tournament. Something of a COVID bubble, effectively behind closed doors. Mr. Chokri Aridi of Tunisia is our referee.
Round 1.
And we are underway. Action in the 81 kilogram light heavyweight division. This is the semi-final stage, and the boxer wearing blue, Busra Isildar of Turkey, has come out aggressively against their opponent from China, Wang Xiaomeng. Good left jab to start that exchange from Wang, but Isildar getting the better of the trade-off at center ring. Keeping her shape very effectively under fire is Wang, and look at the effectiveness with which she's working behind that left jab, using that lead left stick very well indeed in the first 50 seconds of this opening round. First international tournament for Wang. National championship bronze medalist last year, down at 75 kilograms. She has yet to claim a national title in her vast homeland, but here she is representing the People's Republic of China on the global stage and has assured herself and her nation a place on the podium in the 81 kilogram light heavyweight division. She started well here in response to the combinations that were being snaked out by Isildur to begin the bout. It's that punch right there, the trip hammer lead left, followed by right, which is resulting in a terrific exchange in the middle of the boxing ring. But the lead left of Wang has been very effective indeed. Isildur's combination punching has been eye-catching. With a minute remaining in the opening round. Corkscrew shot with a backhand was effective from Isildur. Solid left hand landed by Isildur to catch the advancing Wang. Crook of the elbow was what Isildur landed with during that coming together. Right hand over the top from Wang, but then look at Isildur go to work to both body and head. What a right hand, catching the advancing Wang to double up the impact. Walking her right onto that shot, which was launched like a bazooka from the backhand and landing with a bent arm at mid-range. So closing stages of the opening round. So Isildur making it a 2-3 phase attack, but look at that lead left stick on the counter from Wang. What a round of boxing. Both boxers enjoying success. Combination punching and a big backhand in the closing stages landed by Isildur. But the lead left hand of Wang was a really effective punch. And again, even though we're describing it as a lead left hand, as we take a look at the good work to Isildur to the body, there's so much variety that can be produced off a lead jab, where it's shot out from, the distance at which it's landed, as we take a look at a 4-1 split of the cards in favor of Isildur. Her combination punching favored for 4 of the 5 scoring judges. Judge number 1 from Ireland preferring the work of Wang. Is Wang perhaps a little bit unfortunate not to get a greater share of the first round? Isildur's combination punching was certainly impressive, but Wang perhaps not rewarded for the work that she demonstrated behind that shot she started the second round with. In the second round, it's Wang getting busy with the lead left hand once again. As Wang leading off with a 1-2, but only finding the defenses of Isildur. It's physical on the inside. The referee content for the 2 boxers to work it out, but they can't do so before a trip to the canvas endured by Isildur. Heads coming together after Wang's attempted jabs were short, and then Isildur launched a full-blooded forward foray. After the command of break, left hook landed to the body, had a fair degree of pop on it from Wang. This one becoming increasingly physical at close range, resembling something of a barroom brawl. Headlock employed by Isildur before tossing her opponent to the perimeter of the ring, and then both of them winding up on the canvas. We said that it's becoming increasingly physical and scrappy, and so it proved to be. And on the resumption, it's Isildur with a burst of punches. Wang trying to find the range with that left hand, which served her so well in the opening round and at the start of this round. But increasingly, the bout is being fought at this type of territory. It's untidy, it's physical, as the boxers continually entwining together at close range. Isildur attempting to get busy with combination punching, but a lot of them landing with the inside of the glove. And that inside of the glove infringement reciprocated by Wang. And there was a slapping right hand landed by Isildur upstairs. Good work to the body from Wang. Good left hook on the inside. That was a moment of quality from Wang. And she just slipped over to the left, turned her palm up to the ring lights, and shoveled in a left uppercut to the solar plexus. There she looks for the right uppercut to the head. So after an untidy middle passage of the round, each boxer, particularly Wang, seeking to showcase a little more quality here now. But now the grapple fest continues. And each boxer has been spoken to repeatedly about excessive holding. That time Wang for turning her back. That illegal, of course. As the boxers tying one another up once again. As Isildur pushing off her opponent. And I think that could well be a final admonishment. And if she's spoken to once more, if she wasn't too far away with a right hand lead, it could be a point deduction. So, mixed bag of a second round in many respects. Brief cameos of quality. But perhaps for the majority of it, it was mauling on the inside. That was the dominant feature. But that little quality right hand there from Wang. So a 4-1 split, but a different distribution of scores gives us 3 scores of 20 to 18 for Isildur, 2 tied scores of 19 points apiece.
Round 3.
And as we move into the third and final round, Wang Xiaoming of China needs a massive round to overturn the deficit she faces. And this third round has started at a blistering pace. We have 3 scores of 20 points to 19. Excuse me, 20 points to 18, favoring Bushra Isildur of Turkey in blue. The other 2 scores are tied as Wang lands a solid left hook. She really is an explosive, fast twitch boxer, but Isildur possesses such variety in her arsenal. Good left hook again to the body from Wang, but then a burst of punches to the body in response, unfurled by Isildur. So, effective defense is erected by Wang. Good right hand over the top from Wang, but Isildur keeps the attack going to have success during the trade-off. So approaching the halfway stage of the third and final round, Wang going in pursuit of the massive round that she needs. Lands with a good left jab to the body. Tries the same shot once again, but Isildur had backed away out of range. Left hook off the back foot from Isildar, an eye-catching shot, but Wang continuing to press, seeking to scrutinize the conditioning of Isildar. She lands with a solid left jab to the body. Isildar jams on the brakes and shoots out a 1-2. Oh, that is a cracking lead left hand once again from Wang, but Isildar countering after she was clipped by the jab. She's feeling the pace here now with Isildar, but she's keeping her concentration, her shape and her composure very impressively indeed. Remember, these are 81-kilogram light heavyweight boxers, but the pace at which they have fought has been eye-catching indeed. Closing seconds of what has been a really entertaining and competitive affair. Look at that quality, those shots to the body from Wang. Well, given the context of the scorecards going into the bout, I don't think Wang has been able to overturn the deficit that she faced. A reminder, we had 3 scores of 20 to 18 in favor of Isildar. The other 2 scores tied at 19 points apiece, but there's an example of the explosive punch picking demonstrated by Wang. She possesses some real pop in her punches, does Wang. But Isildar did a good job of always answering back, and the manner in which she's been able to put her shots together has been a hallmark of her boxing since she emerged on the IBA international scene.
The winner of this bout by split decision is the boxer from blue corner, Busra from Turkey.
So Busra Isildar declared a 4-1 split decision victor over Wang Xiaomeng of China. The 2 boxers combining to produce a really competitive and entertaining affair. But it's Busra Isildar, the 2021 World Youth Champion, who goes through to contest Senior World Championship gold here in Nice in Sunday's gold medal bout at 81 kilograms. Wang Xiaomeng, in her first international tournament for China, has acquitted herself very well indeed. The explosive nature of her power punching, really eye-catching. Look at the way she's able to put them together to the body here. But this woman's combination punching and ring generalship sees her go through to contest World Championship gold.
81 plus kilograms weight category. Referee, Tina Kovacan.
So our final contest is between boxers from Turkey and China, just as this light heavyweight semi-final was at 81 kilograms.
Costa Rica. Into the red corner, representing Turkey, Buneri Elif.
So Elif Guneri into the arena.
In the blue corner, representing People's Republic of China, Zhang Yulian.
Her opponent is Zhang Yulian. So final moments of instruction in the corner of the Chinese boxer. Both of these nations among the 6 that have sent a boxer to each of the 12 weight classes being contested here in Nice. So Miss Tina Politan of Bosnia-Herzegovina is our referee. as we prepare for bout number 203, our final bout of this 10th session here at the 14th edition of the IBA World Championships.
Round 1.
So we're underway then. What a contest we have in store in the 81 kilogram plus heavyweight division between Turkey's Elif Güneri, so much experience under her belt, a whole host of World Championship medals. Her first appearance at the IBA World Championships going back to Barbados 2010. But a bronze medal in the 2014 edition, in Jeju Island in South Korea, bronze medal in 2016. So many medals under her belt on the global stage. 2018 in India, it was another bronze, as it was in 2019 in Ulunude. 2022, it was another bronze, but yet she has yet to claim top spot on the podium. Silver medal as close as she has come in that edition in Ulunude, where she lost out to Zenfira Magomedalieva. Her opponent, wearing blue, is at the other end of the experience spectrum, because Zhang Lilian is in her first global championships, the reigning Chinese national champion. So will Güneri be able to demonstrate the considerable experience that she has amassed over the years? So beyond the halfway stage of the opening round, left hand landing with the inside of the glove from Güneri. So Jan looking for that sneaky southpaw left, as both boxers content to continue to operate behind low-held guards. Wonderful pot shotting from Zhang to catch the advancing Güneri. And again, Güneri just a little disorganized as she ran into the flashing shots of Zhang. Well, it's Güneri who is seeking to be the aggressor here. Hitting on the break from Zhang is a blatant infringement of the rules. Referee Tina Politan on that infringement in a flash. Right hand over the top, not too far away from Güneri. And a clumping right hand landed on the bell during that exchange from the multiple World Championship medalist. Some of the action from the opening round. An example of hitting without reply. Being launched by Zhang, but Güneri did get some scoring shots in at mid-range. But it's a clean sweep of the card for Zhang Lilian. 10-9 for all 5 scoring judges in that first 3 minutes of boxing. So moving to the second round, and Elif Güneri conceded the opening round unanimously because of the effective pot shot clusters launched by Zhang Lilian. And now she's, oh, that's a wonderful left hand landed by Zhang. And you just get the sense that she's growing in confidence here now, as both boxers continue to operate in their characteristic low hand style. Canary attempting to nudge away with that right hand on the inside. Left hand on the disengagement, excuse me, right hand on the disengagement, landed out of the southpaw stance by Zhang. Zhang in search of the 1-2. Ganeri's backhand not too far away, and a jolting left jab. Well, for my money, that should be a count, because the feet tangled, as they often do between the orthodox and southpaw boxer. But as we've seen earlier today, and as we've referenced in boxing history previously, there was a jolt. Oh, and a right hand from Ganeri. My goodness, she's getting some leverage into her punches through this passage of the round. But no knockdown scored for Ganeri, despite the fact that what sent Zhang to the floor, in addition to having her foot stood on, was a really solid pile-driving left jab from the Turkish boxer. Right hand to the body, the scoring shot from Ganeri, and then brings another right hand and slapping left hook into play. So Zhang just hasn't showed the same mastery of distance that she was able to establish throughout the first round and at the start of the second. Attempting a 1-2 to both head then body, only finding the defenses of Ganeri, who comes forward behind a double jab and right cross. So Ganeri just inaccurate with that attempted counter cluster of punches, but she did score with the left jab as Zhang attempted to land a check shot by spinning off the line. Good left hook driven into the body by Zhang. 10-second clapper imminent here at the Chayed Arena. So the second round in the books. Remember, the first taken unanimously by the Chinese boxer in blue. Started very well in the second round, but now how is that not a knockdown? As I maintain, it was a jab that sent her to the floor. And again, the feet may have tangled together down low, but it was a shot that hastened her trip to the canvas. But again, in IBA boxing, it's not an automatic 10-8 round. Remember, Ganeri conceded the first unanimously. In the second round, it's a 3-2 split. So Ganeri's rally not enough to get her back to a 3-3 even scores of 2019. Instead, it is judges 2, 3, and 4 who have Zhang 2018 ahead.
Round 3.
So we move into the third and final round. Semi-final action in the 81 kilogram plus heavyweight division. And the boxer wearing red, Elif Ganeri, whose first IBA Senior World Championship appearance came way back in 2010. Slapping right hand landed by Zhang. But she conceded the first round unanimously. Was edged out in the second on a 3-2 split. But remember, if she can continue to compete and take this final round, well, it could take us into the realm of a bout review being required. Oh, beautiful left hook, right hand to the body from Zhang. Continuing to keep her shape very effectively. So, some running repairs required as the head guard of Ganeri adjusted. She steps right back into the breach with some arcing punches and working her way to the body furiously while Zhang applied a headlock. And the referee speaking to Zhang about that infringement of wrapping her opponent up while she was pinned against the ropes. So Ganeri continuing to compete spiritedly here. Remember, she needs a massive final round because she's trailing 20 points to 18 for judges 2, 3, and 4. Did fight her way back into the contest to level up the scorecards at 19 points apiece on the ledgers of judges 1 and 5. So Jan just a little inaccurate with that attempted lead hook. Perhaps as untidy as we've seen her all contest long. The final minute of this final round. So Ganeri rather telegraphing that forward foray. Sharp, straight punching combination from Jan, but only finding the gloves of Ganeri. And spinning off the line to good effect, leaving Ganeri chasing shadows was Jan. Nudging left uppercut turned underneath on the inside by Ganeri. Beautiful left hook to the body turned in by the southpaw from China. Closing seconds of the final round. And I don't think Ganeri has done enough to produce the big final round that she needed to try and force a bout review scenario here. And it was Zhang Lian who set her stall out to good effect out of that southpaw stance. And for my money, has boxed effectively enough to be going through to contest championship gold in this, her first international tournament for the People's Republic of China. Of course, we need it to be made official, but it was a very good display. Explosive at times, as evidenced by that beautiful check right hand there.
Ladies and gentlemen, the winner of this bout by unanimous decision is the boxer from blue corner, IULIIA from the People's Republic of China.
So Zhang Lian declared a unanimous point decision victor over the evergreen Elif Ganeri of Turkey.
Ladies and gentlemen,
And at 37 years of age now, will we see Ganeri on the international stage again? Clearly, she has the desire and the fervor for the game, but having made her World Championship bout way back in the Barbados edition of the Championships in 2010, at the 6th edition of the Global Extravaganza, which is often biennial but is sometimes annual. Well, she has been a magnificent servant of IBA boxing, and it is yet another podium finish for her glittering trophy collection. 7th medal earned by Elif Ganeri at the IBA World Championships, as we take a look at the session results from this 10th session of boxing here on this semi-final day of action. Some terrific performances in the 12 bouts we've seen contested, and all of the victors will be going through to contest championship gold on Sunday's gold medal bouts. BUSENAZ, SURMENELI and O'Rourke of Ireland producing dazzling displays. GAPESHINA was really explosive. And that concludes this 10th session of boxing. Join us again in just a few moments' time. We're back at the top of the hour. Wherever you are around the world, tune in and watch the 11th session of boxing for the second clutch of semi-final bouts here from the Chayed Arena in Nice. We'll leave you with images from some of the action from session number 10, and we'll see you again in around 45 minutes' time. Bye for now.
All your life is a fight in the ring.